Chapter 1673. Revenge Never-Ending. Chapter 1673. Revenge Never-Ending. Chu family's two foul-mouthed youths have a big hole in their body. They are immortal kings. Moreover, they are wearing very good armor. Their most important immortal king life crystals have been destroyed in an instant. It can be said that those two youths are crippled. Seeing this scene, Chu family and Sure family people looked at each other in dismay. Even Chu Mingyu felt a chill down her spine. Sure Tianjuan's palm is also sweating. The strength he displayed is simply dreadful. Even Chu family and Sure family elders have no choice but to be cautious. If they did not release a very strong barrier to protect Chu Mingyu and Sure Tianjun, their bodies would have been pierced through. Those two Chu family youths are now crying bitterly. Their hearts are filled with hatred. They do not hate Qin Yun. They hate Chu family elders for not protecting them. Chu Yusong said with sneer, "Did you see that? That little brother's strength is so strong. Killing an immortal king beast is not a problem at all. Yet you still dare to question his strength." Sure Tianjun coldly groaned and said, "Are you really a Chu family member or not? Even at this kind of time, you are still making sarcastic remarks." Sure Tianjun, "The one who stole the immortal king beast's corpse is you. If you did not provoke little brother, how could these two guys be retaliated against?" Chu Yusong looked at the two Chu family youths and mocked. "You two idiots who asked you to speak so lowly. Look at you. The one who was crippled is you two, and the one who obtained the immortal king beast's corpse is Sure Tianjun." The two youths from the Chu family wailed incessantly. They were immortal kings. Although they were able to advance by leaps and bounds due to the immortal desolate's change, they still had boundless prospects. Yet now they were crippled. "Chu Mingyu, Sure Tianjun, you bastard couple," one Chu family youth furiously shouted. "It is all because of you that we were crippled. You joined hands to take the immortal king beast for yourselves. That immortal king beast has nothing to do with you." The other Chu family youth also threw caution to the wind and madly shouted. They now want to vent their anger, so they might as well expose this matter. "You two shut up," Sure Tianjun coldly shouted. "We are all from Inscription World. Isn't it normal for us to cooperate with each other to seek benefits? That guy is just an outsider." "Exactly. Besides, you were the ones who framed Yun Shaoqin. We didn't ask you to speak out of turn." Chu Mingyu snorted coldly. It was obvious that they were all trying to pass the buck. "Let's talk about it when we get back. Someone injured someone outside the safe city. We must make the entire safe city pay attention to this matter," the elder of the Sure family said. The Sure family didn't suffer any losses, so they were very calm. Chu Yusong said coldly, "Yun Shaoqin and I defeated the immortal king beast. For this, I used several precious immortal talismans. I have a share of the immortal king beast. Don't even think about taking it all for yourself." The elder of the Chu family also said, "Friend of the Sure family, it seems like the celestial king beast doesn't belong to child Sure. How is it not mine?" Sure Tianjun said angrily, "I was the one who cut off the head of the celestial king beast. We crippled the immortal king beast and were just about to take action. Yet you suddenly appeared to chop off its head. This is robbery," Chu Yusong said angrily. The elder of the Sure family yelled, "Don't quarrel. Let's enter the city first. You guys wait here. I will go talk to the guards and ask them to let us in quickly." An elder of the Sure family said, "Don't scatter. Gather together." The elder of the Sure family walked towards the gate of the safe city. Suddenly, a white light flashed. Qin Yun returned and rushed towards the elder of the Sure family. The elder of the Sure family walked towards the gate of the safe city alone. Qin did not go far. He was just nearby. When he saw someone walking alone, he immediately used transforming light, sacred pupil, to rush over. "Die!" Qin Yun appeared with the sun-suppressing divine arrow in his hand and pierced through the elder's head in a flash. Then he quickly dodged. The elder of the Sure family was level 3 Martial King. He was about to break through to level 4 Martial King. Moreover, he was wearing a royal grade armor. His defense is very strong. Yet he was killed in one move. Seeing this scene, the people outside all shivered. The two young men of the Chu family were so scared that they fell to the ground. They are still alive, but the elder of the Shi family is dead. Shi Tianjun is secretly frightened. He also knows that he provoked someone he shouldn't have. Chu Mingyu is even more regretful. She can see that Qin Yun is very strong, but she doesn't think that he has any background. Compared to Shi Tianjun, the young genius of the Shi family, Qin Yun is much weaker. She never thought that Qin Yun would be hiding such terrifying strength. Someone had died, and it was an elder. This incident alarmed the upper echelons of the Shi family. The experts of the Shi family immediately left the safe city, including immortal emperors. The Chu family also sent many experts to escort the elder into the safe city. This incident also caused a lot of commotion in the safe city. Two young men of the Chu and Shi family were beaten to a pulp at the city gate, and the elder of the Shi family was killed. The person who did this kind of thing did not put the safe city in his eyes at all. One must know that the clans of the inscription world are very respected in the immortal desolate. After all, their clans have a very high level of inscription technique. However, some people did not buy it and directly attacked. Although Chu Yusong is not very strong, he has many friends. He also told everyone what happened in the safe city. After hearing this, many people felt that the revenge of the Chu and Shi family was brought upon by themselves. They deserved it. Qin Yun is still wandering around the safe city. He released many spirit eyes to observe the entrance of the safe city. He doesn't believe that Chu Mingyu and Shi Tianjun will never come out. As long as they come out, he will seize the opportunity to attack them. Because this trouble was brought upon by the Shi and Chu family, and it did not affect the safe city, the other families and immortal desolate powers in the safe city did not plan to intervene. Shi family lost an immortal king, and Chu family lost 2 immortal kings. This is a disastrous loss. And the cause of this is the corpse of an immortal king beast. Shi Tianjun took the immortal king beast for himself and did not plan to give it to Chu Yusong. This made Chu Yusong very angry. Chu family sided with Chu Mingyu because Chu family and Shi family want to unite by marriage. Chu Mingyu and Shi Tianjun's marriage has already been set. Qin Yun wandered outside the city for 2 days. More than 10 teams left the city, but none of them saw Shi Tianjun and Chu Mingyu. Just as he was about to temporarily put this matter aside and go find Xiao Yuanmei, Shi Tianjun suddenly came out. Shi Tianjun has changed his appearance. He is wearing a long robe and a conical bamboo hat. His long and elegant hair cannot be seen. These young disciples have a mission to go out to gain experience or to investigate the situation. They also know that many teams left the city in the past 2 days without any problems, so Shi Tianjun followed them with ease. You change your appearance, so I can't recognize you? Qin Yun is secretly angry and immediately released the Devil Star Tyrant Dragon. He entered the Devil Star Tyrant Dragon's body and controlled it to jump over and suddenly drop down from the sky. The sudden appearance of the Devil Star Tyrant Dragon caused the Shi family people to be extremely shocked because they have never seen this kind of fierce beast before. There are a total of 7 Shi family people. All of them are 2nd or 3rd level immortal kings. The Devil Star Tyrant Dragon has coarse skin and thick flesh. It can withstand the violent attacks. 2 mantis blades, 4 thick and sturdy dragon claw arms, and a sharp and berserk dragon tail. If they were to approach the Devil Star Tyrant Dragon, they would definitely be at a disadvantage. The Devil Star Tyrant Dragon began to spin. Its dragon tail and mantis blades spun as it charged towards the Shi family youths who jumped into the distance. Ling Yun suddenly released super gravity. This kind of super gravity does not press down. Instead, it causes people to float in the gravity domain. One must know that it is impossible to fly in the heavenly sinkhole forest. However, Qin Yun used supergravity to make those few people float. After those few people floated, Ling Yun released the gravity to press down. Boom! Those few floating people were suddenly pressed down by a very strong gravity. When they landed on the ground, their bodies split open. Then the Devil Star Tyrant Dragon rushed over and fiercely stomped on them. It has to be said that Shi Tianjun is indeed a pretty good genius. He is the fastest runner. Qin Yun rushed out of the Devil Star Tyrant Dragon's body, used light transformation, sacred pupil, and immediately chased after them. Shi Tianjun rushed towards the door. Qin Yun held the Nether Spirit's sacred blade in his hand. He flashed over and slashed down violently. Boom! As the large saber slashed down, a tortoise-shell-like golden barrier appeared around Shi Tianjun's body. After the Nether Spirit's sacred blade shattered the tortoise-shell barrier, Shi Tianjun was shaken to the point of vomiting blood. His entire body was sent flying forward. The second saber fell. The saber energy is filled with ferocious power. Even the guards at the door are extremely alarmed. Retreat! A cold shout came from inside the city gate, directly dissipating Qin Yun's saber energy. It is the voice of the Shi family's immortal emperor. Qin Yun did not dare to face the immortal emperor head-on. He quickly flashed and stored the Devil Star Tyrant Dragon and fled into the dense forest. Several powerful immortal kings of the Shi family chased after him. Qin Yun can only temporarily retreat. Those few youths who were pressed down by the supergravity are now covered with cuts and bruises. Their tattered bodies sank into the soil and were dug out bit by bit. At the entrance of the safe city, the Shi family's immortal emperor's expression is gloomy as he looked at Shi Tianjun, who is vomiting blood. Shi Tianjun was almost killed just now. Now he is paralyzed on the ground in fear. He has never felt that death is so close to him. Grandfather, I don't want to die. I don't want to go out anymore. Shi Tianjun yelled with face filled with fear. Even if you don't go out, Shi family people will. They are now targeting our Shi family. The Shi family's immortal emperor is an old man, he said in cold voice. The safe city is once again shaken by this matter. Shi Tianjun was almost killed and 6 Shi family people are seriously injured. Although Heavenly Sinkhole Forest is very dangerous, it has never caused great families to suffer so many casualties. Inside the forest, the most dreadful thing is still people. Qin Yun is still wandering outside the safe city. The anger in his heart has not dissipated. He wants to take back the immortal King Beast's corpse. Although it is not very precious to him, he is not willing to let it be snatched away by those despicable bastards. That little girl Yuma, why hasn't she come to find me? Qin Yun very much hopes that Xiao Yuma will come and find him. I can only go find her. Nighttime, just as Qin Yun is about to leave to find Xiao Yuma, he discovered that a few teams are coming out of the safe city. Chumingyu is also here. Why did they suddenly dispatch so many teams in the middle of the night? Chapter 1674. A Bunch of Stupid Pigs. Chapter 1674. A bunch of stupid pigs. Qin Yun's target is Chumingyu. He is following several teams, and their overall strength is not weak. If he directly rushed over, he would definitely clash with those 20 to 30 people. Furthermore, those teams might not necessarily be from the Chu family. It is very likely that they are from the Li family. Qin Yun and the Li family have a good relationship. He does not want to fall out with them because of this. In the middle of the night, why did they suddenly leave the safe city in such a hurry? Qin Yun feels that this matter is not that simple. Ling Yun said, could it be reinforcements? The people who went out look very young. Let's go and take a look, Qin Yun said in his heart. With those small teams opening the way in front, Qin Yun followed from behind. It was also very easy. Those teams hurried on their way. They were very cautious along the way, but they still could not discover Qin Yun following behind. At night, Qin Yun used Nether Sun's power to unleash shadow power, allowing him to better conceal himself. He also did not dare to go too fast, because if he went too fast, he would more or less cause some commotion. Those teams could not fly. They could only open a path in the forest, so they left behind many traces. Qin Yun can also follow those traces. Late at night, in the forest near the heavenly crater, a cold wind blew. The mysterious heavenly crater is very large and bottomless. No one knows what is down there. Qin Yun only heard that there are Imperial race people down there. Other than Imperial race, There are other things he does not know. In short, after the heavenly crater appeared, this dangerous forest suddenly appeared. It must be to stop people and beasts from going to the heavenly crater. That heavenly crater is very unstable. From time to time, it will send out vibrations that can shake the entire immortal desolate. This makes people feel that there is a huge beast hidden under the immortal desolate. After running for more than an hour, Qin Yun suddenly sensed a very strange energy fluctuation. What kind of energy is that? Qin Yun is suddenly very alarmed. Inscription Beasts, Beast Power. Ling Yuner said, moreover, it is a very strong inscription beast. There are inscription beasts fighting ahead. Something is wrong. Inscription Beasts, Beast Power is not like this. Qin Yun frowned. Black Mouse by Zay is a very powerful inscription beast. Moreover, it is a heavenly rune beast and a sun rune beast. However, their energy aura is not like this. Ling Yun said, it's definitely an inscription beast. It's just that there are some differences. Could it be that someone is besieging the inscription beasts and then asking the safe city for reinforcements? This place was a distance away from the safe city, but it was not too far. He could send a message to the safe city to ask for help. Not long after, Qin Yun heard a loud noise coming from the front. A huge battle had broken out in front. Roar, roar. The roar of a beast could be heard. As expected, it was a very powerful inscription beast. The inscription beast's roar carried a very violent aura, causing Qin Yun to feel terrified. Is this an inscription beast? Qin Yun finds it hard to believe because that powerful beast is clearly filled with evil aura and demonic power. In the dense forest where Qin Yun was, the huge grass and trees were swaying crazily. The battle in front of them created a strong wave of air, large amounts of which shavings and flower fragments rushed into the dense forest along with the strong wind. After Qin Yun passed through the forest, he saw a pitch-black giant crocodile fighting with a group of people. Originally, this place was filled with trees, but after the battle broke out, the surrounding 10,000-meter area has been razed to the ground and turned into a battlefield. Qin Yun is now also in the battlefield. All kinds of immortal king power burst out. Colorful lights illuminated the sky. The immortal king power rippled all around, forming a gale. Qin Yun can see those tiny king crystals within the gale. The people who are participating in the battle are all immortal kings with vigorous immortal king power. It can be seen from the size of those king crystals. Qin Yun took out a telescope tool and looked at the pitch-black giant crocodile. The giant crocodile is 20 to 30 meters long. The black armor on its surface is extremely sturdy. Even after being attacked by many king-grade immortal tools, there is not a single scratch on it. Furthermore, the giant crocodile is very agile. Its tail is very dreadful. People don't dare to approach it. They can only attack from a distance. After Qin Yun carefully observed, he discovered that there are many runes on the giant crocodile's body. It is indeed a very strong inscription beast. However, he could not tell what level of inscription beast it was. It is not a sun rune beast, nor is it a heavenly rune beast. Qin Yun is puzzled in his heart. If it is not this rank, why is it so strong? Could it be that I am seeing things? Black Rat by Zay also taught Qin Yun how to distinguish between sun rune beast and heavenly rune beast. Therefore, Qin Yun can judge based on the knowledge they taught him. However, the giant crocodile does not have the characteristics of sun rune beast and heavenly rune beast, but its strength is very dreadful. Xiao Yun, that inscription beast, is a second-level immortal king, but it can resist so many immortal kings. Ling Yun are said in shock. There are dozens of immortal kings besieging the giant crocodile. Chu Mingyu is just messing around, running around, and not attacking at all. She is just putting on an act with a sword and immortal talisman in her hand. Qin Yun cursed in his heart with contempt. Earlier, when Qin Yun was fighting the leopard, Chu Mingyu was also like this. Not only Chu Mingyu, many young immortal kings who came out of the safe city are putting on an act and running around. They don't dare to attack, because if they attack, they will be targeted by the giant crocodile. The furious giant crocodile will ferociously rush over. Immortal kings without a certain level of strength will most likely be eaten by the giant crocodile's fierce attack. Just now, two immortal kings entered the giant crocodile's mouth. The giant crocodile's mouth and head are shrinking and shrinking as fast as lightning. If one is not careful, they will enter the giant crocodile's mouth. It is extremely dangerous. If one wants to attack the giant crocodile from a distance, they can only use weapons. However, those king great immortal tools are very precious to these young immortal kings. They don't dare to give them up. Qin Yun secretly shook his head. These immortal kings are after all too young. Because the sun has descended with too many resources, they can advance by leaps and bounds. But their foundation is too shallow. They lack battle experience when facing formidable immortal king beasts. Chu Mingyu was like this before. She is a captain, but she can only watch from the side. Suddenly, two blue light burst out on the battlefield. Qin Yun immediately saw the two blue light and felt extremely shocked in his heart. The two blue light came from a pair of beautiful blue eyes. It is his acquaintance, Lan Suyao. Lan Suyao is a strange woman he met in a desolate domain before. She has a pair of very powerful sacred eyes that can turn people into blue crystals. Lan Suyao ascended to Immortal Desolate long ago. Back then Qin Yun told her to look for Yu Yu. Later she also went to Guanghan Palace and became a member of Guanghan Palace. She is a woman with very strong battle strength. Now she is also here. Clearly she is a team sent by Guanghan Palace. Qin Yun looked at Lan Suyao. She is not far from the giant crocodile. Her thin face is filled with cold expression. Under her slender willow-shaped eyebrows, there's a pair of very beautiful dark blue eyes. The aftermath of the battle set off a gale, causing Lan Suyao's long hair to flutter along with her black gauze skirt. She has a kind of cold and elegant temperament. Back then Qin Yun fought together with Lan Suyao. She is a very violent woman. Back then, Qin Yun was captured by Lan Suyao, stripped naked and hung on a tree. Qin Yun recalled this matter and felt very bad in his heart. Later on, he and Lan Suyao joined hands to attack Long family. Because Lan Suyao unexpectedly broke through and ascended to Immortal Desolate, he could only fight alone. This crazy woman is truly awesome. Qin Yun exclaimed in admiration in his heart. Lan Suyao's sacred eye is indeed very strong. When it shined on the giant crocodile's movement became very slow. Quickly attack. Lan Suyao coldly shouted. Her deep and hoarse voice is filled with fury, because she saw that many people are slacking off, putting on airs and shouting to kill, but none of them are attacking. They're doing their best to hide from the side. The giant crocodile's entire body is covered with blue light rays. Its movement became very slow. This is a good opportunity to attack. However, no one attacked. Just as Qin Yun was about to attack, the giant crocodile madly roared and shook off the blue light rays. Lan Suyao's cultivation is not very high, so she is unable to turn the giant crocodile into a blue crystal sculpture. She can only make the giant crocodile slow down. You bunch of stupid pigs. This old mother won't fight anymore. Lan Suyao furiously cursed and then wanted to leave. Don't think you can run. The giant crocodile roared with coarse voice. The giant crocodile's body suddenly burst out with black energy wave. Qin Yun can see that the energy wave contains many runes. These runes are all black. In the middle of the night, all kinds of light rays are very complicated. It is very difficult for ordinary people to see these small black runes. But Qin Yun can see them. Black runes, could it be Nether Sun Totem? Qin Yun is shocked in his heart. It is not Nether Sun Totem. Xiao Yun, a barrier has appeared. Ling Yuna yelled. Qin Yun also sensed that a very strong power has enveloped the area within a radius of several 10,000 meters. Clearly, this is the power released by the giant crocodile. It has formed a domain and trapped everyone here. Lan Suyao wanted to rush out, but she did not succeed. She was blocked by an invisible energy wall. This caused Lan Suyao to vigorously stamp her feet in anger. Originally, just now, when everyone took the opportunity to attack, they could have captured the giant crocodile. However, all of them are scared to death and did not dare to attack, causing them to miss a very rare opportunity. Moreover, the giant crocodile released a domain and trapped them here. Lan Xiao took out a long saber. Blue light burst out from her eyes. She rushed towards the giant crocodile and shouted, "All of you motherfuckers attack for me. Did you grow up eating shit? Why are all of you so afraid of death?" She is about to explode in anger because those dozens of immortal kings are like a group of sleepwalking pigs. "It's all your fault. You angered this guy. Now we can't run away." A middle-aged man yelled. "You motherfuckers shut up. If you say another word, this old mother will chop you up." Lan Xiao furiously shouted and hacked at the giant crocodile's extended mouth. Boom! Berserk saber energy burst out with blue light. Blue lightning looks like a huge net and enveloped the giant crocodile. After the giant crocodile was enveloped by the huge blue net, its movement became much slower. Chapter 1675. 1675. He's my man. What made Lan Xiao the most furious is that when she attacked, other people dodged and dodged. They are afraid of being affected by her power. Lan Xiao's long and thick blue saber fell down and chopped down on the crocodile's head, producing a loud sound. The loud sound ripped the earth apart. Airwaves fluctuated and gave rise to a gale. The crocodile's head is very hard. Adding on the hard armor on its surface, Lan Xiao's saber can only make the crocodile feel some pain. The crocodile roared in anger. Its body fiercely rolled over. It frantically struggled and finally broke free from the blue net. Ho! The crocodile is very nimble. It quickly swung its body and produced a very strange power, causing people inside the domain to suddenly be unable to move. Lan Xiao is also unable to move, and the crocodile opened its mouth to bite. Although Lan Xiao is a tall woman, in front of the crocodile's house-sized head, she looks very small, as if she is about to be devoured. Seeing this, everyone believes that Lan Xiao is finished. They are all rejoicing in her misfortune. They feel that Lan Xiao brought this upon herself. At this time, Qin Yun, who is wearing a mask, suddenly flew over. He used light transformation's sacred pupil to arrive in a flash and sent Lan Xiao flying. The crocodile's big mouth bit empty air. When its upper and lower jaws collided, a very loud sound burst out. It could be imagined that after being bitten, all the bones in one's body will be crushed. "Suyao, are you all right?" Qin Yun sent sound transmission to Lan Xiao. "It's you." Lan Xiao is extremely pleasantly surprised. She sent sound transmission. Finally, there is a reliable person. Lan Xiao knows that Qin Yun is very good at fighting. She is immediately filled with confidence and ferociously jumped up. Her blue eyes released blue light again. This time, it is even more intense. The crocodile originally wanted to rotate its body and release a power that can make people unable to move, but Lan Xiao's sacred pupil power slowed down its body. "Xiao, use your strongest power." Qin Yun said, "Don't let that guy move." Lan Xiao threw caution to the wind. She let out a delicate shout. The light in her eyes suddenly became even more intense. She completely released the power of her sacred pupil and enveloped the crocodile's body. That strange and beautiful blue light illuminated the sky. When the people in the distance saw that blue light, it was as if they were going to sink into it. Their bodies were also unable to move. Lan Xiao's sacred pupil's power already affected other people. Qin Yun was not affected. He was originally able to restrain Lan Xiao's sacred pupil's power. At this moment, no one dared to continue looking at the blue light. The giant crocodile's entire body erupted with a blue glow. Even if he wanted to, he wouldn't be able to see what was happening there. The crocodile wanted to struggle, but was suppressed by Lan Xiao's power. Qin Yun took out the Heavenly Lion Dragon Suppression Cauldron. The Heavenly Lion Dragon Suppressing Cauldron became extremely huge. It descended from the sky and covered the giant crocodile's body. Following that, Qin Yun controlled the Heavenly Lion Dragon Suppression Cauldron to swallow the giant crocodile deep inside, before shrinking the cauldron. Seeing Qin Yun take out the heavenly lion dragon suppressing cauldron, Lan Suyao felt completely relieved and retracted her power. Because she overdrafted her immortal power, Lan Suyao also felt weak all over her body. After storing away the heavenly lion dragon suppressing cauldron, Qin Yun immediately went over to support Lan Suyao. The battle was over. That powerful crocodile was actually taken down. "Who are you? Where did that crocodile go?" A middle-aged man furiously shouted at Qin Yun. The people surrounding him all have some strength. Qin Yun looked at Chu Mingyu, who is at a distance. He has to take care of Lan Suyao. He cannot attack, otherwise he would really kill Chu Mingyu. He is worried that these people would attack and rob him. So he hastily took out the Nether Spirit's sacred blade and said in cold voice, "All of you retreat from me." "It's him." Chu Mingyu saw the terrifying black saber and yelled in fear. He is Yun Shaoqin. He is the one who killed Shi family people and injured them. Majority of the people here came from the safe city, so they all know who Yun Shaoqin is. After everyone heard this, they immediately retreated. Because this is a character, not to mention he is very strong, the weapon in his hand is also very strong. Chu Mingyu immediately walked over and furiously said to Qin Yun, "You bastard, you injured Brother Jun and still dare to come here to take advantage of us. That crocodile was killed by us. She did this to make everyone join hands to deal with Qin Yun. You killed it." Qin Yun took off his mask and said with sneer, "The people who were scolded as stupid pigs just now were you guys." Everyone is very dissatisfied, but they saw Lan Suyao's ice-cold blue eyes and did not dare to refute. Lan Suyao's whole body is powerless. She has consumed a lot of energy. She can only lean on Qin Yun's bosom, but these people are still very afraid of her. Just now, everyone saw how brave and fierce Lan Suyao was. Her strength is indeed dreadful. She alone was able to suppress that powerful crocodile. Chu Mingyu said in cold voice, "Hand over that crocodile." Although we did not take any credit, we are not blind. That crocodile was killed by Sister Suyao. Behind her is the Guanghan Palace. Also, men and women are not allowed to touch each other. Quickly release her. Lan Suyao closed her eyes. She is very tired. She doesn't want to say anything. She is very at ease in Qin Yun's bosom. She knows that this man is very reliable. Even though she stripped him naked and hung him up, Qin Yun will absolutely not hand over Lan Suyao to these people. "She and I are friends," Qin Yun said. "Just now we joined hands to take down that crocodile. Since you are not blind, could it be that you can't see it?" If not for Lan Suyao not being able to fight, Qin Yun would have already killed Chu Mingyu. Chu Mingyu is very treacherous. She deliberately hid behind a group of people and did not come out. She is worried that Qin Yun will kill her. "Sister Suyao, you met this man in the forest, right? Don't believe his words. This guy is a despicable villain." Chu Mingyu said with resentment, "I let him join my small team out of kindness. Who would have thought that he would be infatuated with my beauty? Moreover, he is jealous of my fiancée." My fiancé promptly took action and knocked down a very large leopard. But this despicable bastard is full of nonsense. He said that he was the one who took it down. He is jealous of my fiancé and even injured him. Everyone heard Chu Mingyu's words and began criticizing Qin Yun one after another. Many people took out their weapons and pointed them at Qin Yun. Chu Mingyu saw that the effect is very good and said in cold voice, "This guy is extremely perverted. He pursued me several times, but was rejected. He wanted to take advantage of me. Luckily, I am very strong. I managed to intimidate him." Other people also began shouting in anger. "Bastard, quickly release that girl on. She is from Guanghan Palace. You can't afford to provoke her." "Exactly. Do you know how powerful Guanghan Palace is? That immortal emperor Yu has sun-suppressing divine arrow. She can fight against two immortal desolate great emperors. Guanghan Palace has many ruthless women. Among them, there is a female immortal king called Xiao Yuelon. She killed many Xieyang race people. You provoked Guanghan Palace. The consequences are very serious." Many people shouted loudly. They don't dare to approach because they all know that Qin Yun has some strength. Chu Mingyu yelled, "Scoundrel, quickly hand over Sister Suyao's things. Quickly release Sister Suyao. At this time, another group of experts arrived. All of them are immortal kings with very good cultivation. Chu family and Shi family have people. Majority of them are old and middle-aged. After they arrived, they clearly understood the situation. Each and every one of Shi family people are extremely angry because Qin Yun injured several of their Shi family people and even killed an immortal king. This caused Shi family to lose a lot of face in the safe city. Bastard, quickly release Guanghan Palace's girl on. Shi family's old man yelled. He doesn't dare to act recklessly because Qin Yun is holding Lan Suyao. If something happens to Lan Suyao and Guanghan Palace investigates, it will give them a headache. Should we ask immortal emperors to come? Chu Mingyu said in low voice. This guy stole Sister Suyao's battle spoils. We cannot let him escape. Qin Yun suddenly placed his hand on Lan Suyao's chest. Seeing Qin Yun's action, everyone angrily rebuked him. You beast, you actually dared to disrespect Miss Lan. You are finished. Even God can't save you. Guanghan Palace also has a small team in the safe city. They have a very strong female immortal emperor. All the major powers are afraid of her. You are dead for sure. This beast won't live for more than 10 days. Qin Yun placed his hand on Lan Suyao's chest. He wants to pour in his immortal king power. Lan Suyao told him to do this because she can use Sun and Moon Heart Sutra to quickly absorb Qin Yun's energy. After Qin Yun poured in his immortal king power, Lan Suyao also recovered a bit. She opened her eyes and can now stand stably. Sister Suyao, quickly kill him. This bastard disrespected you just now. Chu Mingyu shouted loudly. Quickly attack. Use your sacred art to stop him. We will go kill him. Lan Suyao coldly looked at Chu Mingyu and said, He is my man. These words caused Qin Yun to be somewhat startled. He also knows the reason why Lan Suyao said these words. It is to make these people not talk too much. Sure enough, these words are very effective. Everyone is dumbstruck. They are extremely shocked. Chu Mingyu's mouth is wide open, but she is speechless. She has always been shameless, but now her face and ears cannot help but turn red, because she said before that Qin Yun is very perverted, infatuated with her beauty and whatnot, even pursuing her. It must be known that Lan Suyao is more outstanding than Chu Mingyu in every aspect. Especially in the aspect of appearance, she is a lot more outstanding than Chu Mingyu. Lan Suyao's unique, cold, arrogant, evil, charming temperament, as well as her beautiful blue sacred eyes, in addition to her fiery hot body, she is definitely an exceptional beauty that is rarely encountered. Qin Yun has such a beauty. How could he fancy Chu Mingyu? Isn't he blind? Everyone knows that Guanghan Palace has many beauties, but they are very difficult to pursue. Especially for a strong woman like Lan Suyao. Forget about pursuing. It is very difficult for her to show any good expression. But Qin Yun managed to pursue such a woman. This caused many young men to be jealous and envious. Suyao, are you feeling better? Qin Yun asked in low voice. Chapter 1676. Dark Runes. Chapter 1676. Dark Runes. Miss Lan, no matter what, your man killed my Shi family's people. We must settle this debt. Shi family's old man said in cold voice. How? The gentle smile on Lan Suyao's face suddenly disappeared. Her face became ice cold and filled with malevolence. Her pair of sapphire blue eyes flickered with cold blue light as she looked at Shi family's old man. Shi family's people are being stared at by her. They're extremely frightened and promptly turn around. They don't dare to look at those blue sacred eyes. Isn't this all because of your Shi family's Shi Tianjun? He stole my immortal king beast. I'm just using my own method to get back at him. Qin Yun said coldly. You are right, this debt has not been settled. I will continue to settle this debt with your Shi family. Shi family's old man is very angry. He said in deep voice, You killed one of our immortal kings and injured several of our immortal kings. What else do you want? Make sure Tianjun hand over the immortal king beast and admit his wrongs to me. Qin Yun finished speaking. looked at Chu Mingyu and said in cold voice, "And you? You must also fulfill your previous promise. Otherwise, I will not let you off." Yin Xiaoqin, don't be too excessive. We are all from the inscription world. Chu Mingyu shouted. So what if you are related to the disciples of the Guanghan Palace? Don't tell me that Guanghan Palace will protect you? Oof. You harmed Guanghan Palace's disciple. Guanghan Palace's immortal emperor will not let you off. Lan Xiao pulled Qin Yun's hand and said in low voice, "Don't talk nonsense with them. Let's enter the safe city first." You can forget about entering the safe city. Chu family's old man furiously said, "This kind of dangerous guy. If he enters the safe city will not be safe anymore." Lan Xiao did not say anything. She just pulled Qin Yun away. Qin Yun took out the Devil Star Tyrant Dragon. The Devil Star Tyrant Dragon became very big. Qin Yun brought Lan Xiao and entered inside the Devil Star Tyrant Dragon. The Devil Star Tyrant Dragon began walking towards the safe city. Sitting inside a very big puppet, inside this dangerous forest, it is such a comfortable thing. Inside a small space inside the Devil Star Tyrant Dragon, Lan Xiao is very comfortably lying down on a soft cushion. She can see everything outside. "Suyao, who came from Guanghan Palace?" Qin Yun asked. "You know all of them. Palace Master Rujing, I, Qingcheng, Tianzi." Lan Xiao stretched out her long legs and said with smile, "You really know how to cause trouble." Qin Yun curled his lips and said, "Those guys provoked me first." When he learned that Zi Qingsheng and Shui Tianzi had come, Qin Yun was secretly delighted. He had wanted to go to Zi Qingsheng for a long time. He really missed Sister Steamed Bun's face. It is not strange for Xian Rujing to become one of the Guanghan Palace's palace masters. The Moon Palace promoted all the immortal emperors to palace lords. This was to make the Moon Palace look stronger. Lan Xiao pulled Qin Yun's hand and said, "The last time we parted was in spirit desolate. My half-immortal seventh tribulation suddenly came. I had no choice but to go to the immortal desolate. So many years have passed in the blink of an eye. Many things have happened during this period of time." Qin Yun sat beside her and said with deep emotion, "Xiao, back then I was very envious of your sacred eyes. They were really awesome. Now I also have sacred eyes." "I know, you may tell me about it." Lan Xiao lightly smiled. "My man, did you come alone?" "Don't talk nonsense. I am not your man." Qin Yun curled his lips and said, "This violent woman has suddenly become so gentle. He is not used to it." Lan Xiao was alone back then. She was very lonely. Later, she went to the Moon Palace and assimilated into the environment. She frequently interacted with people, and her temperament became less violent. Of course, this is only towards her own people. She is just as violent towards outsiders. "That little demoness Tianzi keeps talking about you all day long. This is good. If she sees you, she will definitely not leave." Lan Xiao said with smile, "I remember that you wanted to take them as disciples back then. Is that right?" Qin Yun asked. "Indeed, they are now my disciples. You're not allowed to take away my disciples." Lan Xiao said with smile. Qin Yun truly wants to take away Zi Qingsheng and Shui Tianzi. Previously, Zi Qingsheng and Shui Tianzi decided to stay inside the Nine-Sun Divine Soul to accompany him and do odd jobs for him. Qin Yun can let them accompany him from time to time. He is very happy. At the crucial moment, Zi Qingsheng and Shui Tianzi can take action to help him. But because he entered Immortal Desolate, he had no choice but to temporarily separate from them. "They are mine." Qin Yun lightly groaned and said, "Why can't I take them away?" Lan Xiao glared at him and said, "All right, do as you wish. I consider them as little sisters. You must take good care of them." "Suyao, when you were together with Sister Yu, did she say anything bad about me?" Qin Yun suddenly curiously asked. "She did. I found her not long after I arrived in Immortal Desolate. Back then, she was scolding you all day long." Lan Xiao said with smile. "Even now, she still scolds you from time to time." Qin Yun shook his head and sighed. He knows that Yu is scolding him now because she is used to it. "When we arrive at the safe city, I will let Sister Rujing come out and bring you in. You will surely be able to enter the safe city. Lan Suyao said, It doesn't matter if I go in or not. I want to go find Yuan Mei. Qin Yun said, After I send you back, I will go find that little girl Yuan Mei. Yuan Mei is also here? Lan Suyao is somewhat startled. She came here on her own before. Qin Yun sighed and said, Although I know nothing will happen to her, I am still very worried about her. Lan Suyao said, When the time comes, let Sister Rujing go with you to find her. That won't do. Sister Rujing will accompany you. Qin Yun said, She is a formidable immortal emperor. If something happens, she can protect you. Guanghan Palace did not only send one immortal emperor, Lan Suyao said with smile. How many immortal emperors does Guanghan Palace have? Qin Yun suddenly became very curious. Palace Master Yu Ji, Palace Master Rujing, Palace Master Yu Yu, Palace Master Bing Xing. Apart from these 4 palace masters, there are also 10 old grannies. All of them are immortal emperors. This time, 2 old grannies came with us. Lan Suyao said, In that case, let Sister Rujing come with me to find Yuan Mei. Qin Yun feels that with Xian Rujing together, it will be a lot easier. Lan Suyao said, Xiao Yun, is your relationship with Sister Rujing very bad? I told her before about how I stripped you and hung you up. She was very happy after hearing about it. Just like Sister Yu Yu, she looked very satisfied. Qin Yun said in a bad mood, Suyao, how can you go around talking about my scandals? Lan Suyao said with proud smile, As far as I know, among all the women you know from Guanghan Palace, only I made you eat such a big loss. Of course, I have to brag about this kind of thing. Qin Yun is somewhat angry. He lightly patted Lan Suyao's thigh and said, Who did you tell? All the girls you know about this matter. Lan Suyao chuckled and said, A3, my lofty image is completely ruined. Qin Yun raised his head and let out a long sigh. 2 hours later, the Devil Star Overlord Dragon finally arrived outside the city gate of the safe city. Xian Rujing is also waiting here. Xian Rujing is wearing a white dress with tight waist. Her hair is tied up in a high ponytail. Her face is covered with a white veil. Her cold and arrogant aura is threatening. Her tall and delicate body is releasing a kind of ice-cold aura that can cause people to feel dread. Her ice-cold, beautiful eyes are flickering with cold light. It is as if a cold wind is assaulting them, causing people's heart to tremble. Qin Yun and Lan Suyao came out of the Devil Star Overlord Dragon. Chu family and Sure family people are also outside the city gate. They became very angry when they saw Qin Yun and the Devil Star Overlord Dragon. They wanted to rush over, but they sensed Xian Rujing's cold and lonely aura and did not go over. Palace Master, I am fine. Lan Suyao saw Xian Rujing and said in soft voice, It is good that you're fine. Go back and properly rest. Xian Rujing nodded and said in cold voice. An immortal emperor, Old Granny, promptly came over to protect Lan Suyao. Qin Yun stored away the Devil Star Overlord Dragon. Although Sure family and Chu family immortal emperors are here, he is very calm. Immortal Emperor Rujing. This man killed one of my Sure family's immortal kings. You must know about this matter, right? Sure family immortal emperor said. Chu Mingyu also yelled, Immortal Emperor Rujing. This man is very despicable. Sister Xiao must have been deceived by his graceful words, flowery speech. That is why she is together with him. Everyone here also knows about the matter of the crocodile being besieged. They were the ones who sent the report. Therefore, they all know that Lan Suyao admitted that Qin Yun is her man. Sure family, I heard that it was your younger generation who snatched his immortal king beast first. Am I right? Xian Rujing said in cold voice. This, Sure family immortal emperor, is very clear about the matter. Chu Yusong is also here. He very angrily criticized Sure Tianjun and Chu Mingyu. Chu family immortal emperor said, Let's not talk about this matter first. Let's talk about that crocodile. It is a darkness inscription beast. It has great research value. Sure family old man said, Darkness inscription beast is closely related to Heavenly Pit. That guy obtained the darkness inscription beast. He should have handed it over to everyone for research. It is useless for him to come here. We all know about the course of the battle. The one who did most of the fighting was Guanghan Palace's Miss Lan. That guy only took away the darkness inscription beast. Other people nodded one after another. Qin Yun is startled in his heart. He felt that the crocodile is very strange. It has very strong inscription beast power on its body, but it is not the inscription beast he's familiar with. He did not expect it to be that darkness inscription beast. Lan Suyao coldly groaned and said, "When your people were fighting, not a single one of you took action. It caused me to miss several opportunities. I almost died because of it. Luckily, my man arrived in time. Otherwise, I would have already been eaten." Xian Rujing said, "Since it is like this, Suyao can handle the darkness inscription beast, whoever she wants to give it to. I have no right to interfere. Chu family and Shi family are very anxious. There are also Li family and Wang family people here. They're all from Inscription World. That darkness inscription beast is very important to them." Qin Yun saw that Shi family and Chu family are rejecting him. He also doesn't want to enter the safe city. So he said to Lan Suyao, "Suyao, I have something to do. I will take my leave first. I will send you off." Xian Rujing knows that Qin Yun wants to go find Xiao Yuemei. Qin Yun flew out. Xian Rujing followed behind him and entered the dense forest. Shi family and Chu family's older generation thought that after Qin Yun left, they would send people to chase after him. Chapter 1677. Divine Totem Lan Suyao also relaxed a lot seeing Xian Rujing and Qin Yun leaving. She was worried that Xian Rujing would be biased against Qin Yun and would not escort him. Even Lan Suyao feels that Qin Yun and Xian Rujing's relationship is not good. There is no need to talk about other people. They all believe that Xian Rujing would oppose Qin Yun and Lan Suyao being together. This was because there were rumors that the Moon Palace was very strict when it came to finding a male partner for their disciples. Moreover, once a female disciple found a male partner, they would have to leave the Moon Palace. But now, not only did Palace Master Xian Rujing not object, she even escorted them away. This caused many people to be very puzzled. After all, Xian Rujing is an immortal Emperor Palace Master of Guanghan Palace. Moreover, she is the ice-cold kind, yet she is actually escorting the man of her own sex disciple. If they knew it was Qin Yun, they wouldn't be so confused. Now, everyone knew that it was all thanks to Qin Yun that the Moon Palace was able to obtain several sun-suppressing divine arrows. Moreover, Qin Yun's divine inscription mountain frequently sends resources to Guanghan Palace, allowing Guanghan Palace and Nether Sect disciples to advance by leaps and bounds. Just based on this relationship, it is very normal for Xian Rujing to escort Qin Yun. Lan Suyao does not know that Xian Rujing and Qin Yun have a very good relationship. Xian Rujing is also the kind of person who is inwardly passionate on the inside. She will not casually spread the matter of her and Qin Yun. She is not here to escort Qin Yun. She is here to find Xiao Yuemei. Qin Yun took out the Devil Star Tyrant Dragon and brought Xian Rujing inside. Then he controlled the Devil Star Tyrant Dragon to move towards Xiao Yuemei's location. The most beautiful snow goddess in the divine wilderness, long time no see. You have become even more beautiful. Qin Yun is inside the Devil Star Overlord Dragon's small space. He looked at Xian Rujing's cold and moving face and said with a smile. Xian Rujing glared at him and lightly groaned and said, "You must have said this kind of thing to that slut star god, right?" "Not at all," Qin Yun said with a mischievous smile. Xian Rujing is sitting on the soft cushion and lying down very comfortably. After lying down, she can see the situation outside through a special light screen. She can see that the Devil Star Tyrant Dragon is using its mantis blades to open a path. The cushion is very big. Qin Yun sat beside it and looked at the beautiful snow goddess. Xian Rujing's lying posture is very alluring. Her hand is propping up her head. Her eyes are flickering with a kind of rare tenderness and charm. "Xiao Yun, do you know about that heavenly hole?" Xian Rujing asked. "Those guys from the Inscription World know, but they won't say anything." Qin Yun sighed. "I also heard that Chu Mengyu promised you that she would let the Chu family tell you about the sinkhole, right? Xian Rujing heard people talking about this matter. When she heard the name Yun Shaoqin, she guessed that it was Qin Yun. Qin Yun cursed. I was tricked by that woman. Xian Ru sat up and said with frown, have you contacted Star God? Does she know about this? I didn't tell her. Qin Yun said, do you want to contact her now? Not at the moment. She might also not know. Xian Rujing lied down again and softly muttered, what is hidden under the heavenly pit? Qin Yun thought that Xian Rujing would know some things. After all, she is the ice and snow goddess of divine desolate. Your Guanghan palace doesn't know anything and directly came here? Qin Yun asked. This guy, Immortal Desolate Sacred Masters movement, is very big. He brought a large group of people here. Evil Sun Race and Holy Sun Ancient Cities people also brought a large group of people here. After we got the news, we immediately rushed over, Xian Rujing said. Although we don't know, there must be something very important happening here. After Qin Yun entered the forest, he used God position to contact Immortal Desolate Sacred Master, but he did not succeed. Qin Yun said with smile, I know a few things about the Heavenly Pit. It seems like my information network is better. Xian Rujing lightly patted Qin Yun's leg and said, then why aren't you telling me? I won't tell. Qin Yun said, quickly tell me. Xian Rujing is very worried. She promptly sat up, pinched Qin Yun's face, and said with bared teeth, you are deliberately leaving me hanging. Qin Yun curled his lips and said, my goddess, you promised to give me ice and snow goddess totem. You still haven't given it to me. When will you give it to me? Xian Rujing loosened her hand and said in slight anger, I am not ready. What kind of preparation is this? Qin Yun spread out his hands. Can't you just directly give it to me? This requires me to take off my clothes. Xian Rujing is somewhat embarrassed. She lightly bit her lower lip. I am not ready. She knows that Qin Yun's past life was sun god, but thinking about how she has to do this, she is somewhat unable to accept it. So what? I won't look at it, Qin Yun said with smile. If you don't look at it, how will you obtain my ice and snow goddess totem? Xian Rujing said, I have MOMO. Qin Yun let MOMO come out and said with smile, you just need to show to MOMO. She is a very cute little fairy. Even if MOMO obtains it, it will not be a complete ice and snow goddess totem. Xian Rujing shook her head. I gave my god position totem to Bing Xing. Hers is complete. Qin Yun said with frown. There is still a difference between complete and incomplete. I gave it to Mo. She obtained the complete totem. She will pass it to you. Only half of it. Xian Rujing said. Mo nodded and said, Big brother, in my inherited memory, there's a kind of rune that is exactly like this. Only when directly imparted can one obtain the complete totem. All right, I won't take it for now. Qin Yun shook his head and sighed. Then let Mo return to Nine Sun Divine Soul. Xiao Yun, it is not that I don't want to give it to you. It is that I am not ready. Xian Rujing pulled Qin Yun's hand and said with guilty expression, I am sorry. It's fine, I won't blame you. Qin Yun said with smile, You're so anxious to obtain my god position totem. What is the use of it? Xian Rujing asked. Qin Yun took out 9 Heavens Dragon Line Cannon and informed Xian Rujing about the heat issue. He wanted an ice attribute rune that was strong enough to suppress the heat of the cannon barrel. Sister Bing Xing and I used it together in the Ancient Era's garden. The effect was very good. Qin Yun said with smile. Did you kiss Bing Xing in the Ancient Era's garden? Xian Rujing suddenly asked. Qin Yun is startled, then said with smile, Sister Rujing, why are you asking this? Xian Rujing said with naughty smile. I heard from Yuelon that Bing Xing forcefully kissed you. Moreover, it was when you were injured. How can Yuelon be like this, saying this kind of thing everywhere? Qin Yun curled his lips and said, Yuelon is as bad as you, back in Guanghan Palace. She and Yu Shaoling took advantage of me many times. Xian Rujing said with smile. Especially when we were bathing, she often used Dragon Claw Hand on me. She even said that it was a martial art you taught her. Qin Yun is very speechless. He sighed and said, How did my wife become such a female rogue? I heard from Kiru that Yuelon has always been like this. Sure you were, and you also said that in her past life, Yuelon was also this bad. She was a famous female rogue in Guanghan Palace. Xian Rujing said with smile. Aren't you also a female rogue? You forcefully kissed me before. Qin Yun stored away 9 Heavens Dragon Lion Cannon. His expression is filled with disappointment. Xian Rujing pulled Qin Yun and said in charming voice, Little brother Xiao Yun, don't be angry. I will surely give you my God-position totem in the future. Qin Yun was pulled by her to sit on a soft cushion. Then he was made to lie down again. He knows what Xian Rujing wants to do. Sure enough, after Xian Rujing pulled Qin Yun over, she looked at him with deep feeling. Her touching jade-like face slowly leaned over and kissed Qin Yun's face. Qin Yun also embraced this beauty, gently caressed her back. Both of them lied down on the soft cushion and hugged. Xian Rujing looked at Qin Yun and gently caressed his handsome face. Xiao Yun, you worried me to death before. You offended so many people. It is really good to see you again, Xian Rujing said with charming smile. Goddess Rujing, do you remember when we first met? Qin Yun gently caressed her beautiful hair and said with smile. Of course I remember. Back then I was tricked by a bastard. You saved me. Xian Rujing gently pinched Qin Yun's flesh and said with gritted teeth, Who would have thought that I would fall into your hands? Qin Yun gently caressed her jade-like face and said with smile, How am I a bastard? I am an honest person, being bullied by you female hoodlums all day long. You are still talking. Xian Rujing lightly hammered Qin Yun's chest and said in light anger. Qin Yun sat up, took out the spirit-chasing talisman and looked at it, then said, We are near you, May. Xian Rujing also tidied up her clothes. She knows that Qin Yun is a person with high moral integrity. Even though they hugged each other very affectionately, Qin Yun did not grope her body. He only very gently caressed her back and face. Instead, she kept groping Qin Yun's body. She very much enjoys taking advantage of Qin Yun. To be honest, I quite like your ice mother tigress appearance, Qin Yun said with smile. Now that you have become a little kitten, I am really not used to it. Just as he finished speaking, Xian Rujing opened her mouth and took a big bite on his arm. Qin Yun loudly screamed in pain. Xian Rujing giggled and said, Didn't you say you liked ice mother tigress appearance? Do you still like it? Qin Yun loudly shouted, I don't like it anymore. Qin Yun has no way to deal with Xian Rujing. If she goes around talking about this matter in Guanghan Palace, it will affect his glorious image. Quickly speak. What is under the heavenly pit? Xian Rujing urged and pinched Qin Yun's thigh. Ayo! Qin Yun screamed after being pinched and said, They're emperor race under the heavenly pit. Have you heard of them? Xian Rujing's beautiful face turned pale in fright. Fear flashed through her beautiful eyes. All the gods and divine desolate know about emperor race. Moreover, they are very afraid of them. Are you sure? Xian Rujing's expression is very cold and solemn. Now she has the cold and arrogant attitude of ice and snow goddess. My foster father, Netherworld Great Emperor, told me. He said he heard it from Netherworld God. Qin Yun nodded and said, I contacted Evil God before. He confirmed that emperor race is under the heavenly pit and will soon break the seal and come out. Chapter 1678. Dark Great Desolate Chapter 1678. Dark Great Desolate Qin Yun also want to know more about emperor race. In this aspect, Xian Rujing might know more than Evil God. After all, Xian Rujing used to be a very high-ranked god. Now a mortal desolate holy palace and evil sun race are fighting in a mortal desolate. Then there is holy sun ancient city. If emperor race appears, it will just be one more emperor race. There won't be any big change. Qin Yun said. Xian Rujing's expression is ice-cold and solemn. She shook her head and said, It is not like that. It is impossible for many factions to exist in a place with emperor race. Everyone must submit to them. Why? Qin Yun asked. Because that is the spirit of the imperial clan in their bloodline. Their existence is precisely for the sake of conquering everything. They are natural-born monarchs in any place, in any world, Emperor race either subdue all living beings and become monarchs, or die in battle while subduing all living beings. Xian Rujing said, "This spirit is indeed very dreadful." Qin Yun said with frown, "In that case, if they appear in Immortal Desolate, they will subdue all living beings in Immortal Desolate." Xian Rujing nodded and said, "All factions must submit to them and be ruled by them. At that time, there will be a reign of terror, unless they go into seclusion or hide in desolate domain." Qin Yun said, "My inscription Divine Mountain will not be spared. No, as long as they know that you are a faction in Immortal Desolate, they will subdue you and make you a subject under Emperor race." Xian Rujing shook her head. "Emperor race is very dreadful. They have been sealed for several epochs, yet they are still alive. Not only they are still alive, they are still trying to break the seal." Qin Yun is very curious and asked, "Sister Rujing, do you know who sealed them?" Xian Rujing shook her head and said, "I don't know, it is a mystery. I only heard that 9 Desolate was ruled by Emperor race during First Era. It was also the most powerful era of 9 Desolate. In that case, Emperor race is still very strong." Qin Yun said, "I thought the more ancient an era is, the more backward it is. The first era of a 9 Desolate is called the Emperor Clan era. It is the most powerful era. Many of our cultivation methods, inscriptions, and cultivation inheritances are closely related to the Emperor Clan era." Xian Rujing said, "Legend has it that Divine Inscription Palace and Nine-Yan Divine Palace were established by Emperor race. Even Divine Desolate's deity position is inextricably linked with Emperor race." Qin Yin was secretly alarmed. He thought that the Emperor race was an extremely evil race. He never expected them to be a powerful ancient race that allowed the 9 Desolate to prosper. Qin Yun said, "The Immortal Desolate's Divine Inscription World is a place where the people of the Divine Inscription Palace gather. Could it be that they rushed over immediately to welcome the Emperor clans back to the Immortal Desolate?" Xian Rujing nodded and said, "Very likely. Didn't you and Suyao capture a Darkness Inscription beast before? That kind of rune beast is definitely related to the sealing of the Imperial clan. Darkness runes." The more Qin Yin thought about it, the more mysterious he felt. He immediately asked Mo to come out. Mo has many inheritance memories regarding inscription. These inheritance memories will appear in her mind as she continuously grows stronger. Mo is a lovely little fairy. Ever since she got together with Qin Yin, she has never been hungry. She can eat all kind of delicious food all day long. Moreover, it is the kind that is full of energy. Therefore, she matured very quickly. Mo, do you know anything about Darkness Inscription?" Qin Yun asked. Mo is very shocked. Her small face is filled with fear. "I only heard that Darkness Inscription is a very formidable rune. I don't know the specifics." Xian Rujing said. Mo is somewhat scared. She stood on Xian Rujing's shoulder and grabbed her hair. She said in low voice, "In my inheritance memories, other than 9 Desolate, there is also Darkness Great Desolate. Darkness Inscription comes from Darkness Great Desolate." Qin Yun and Xian Rujing glanced at each other. They are very shocked. Could it be that the Darkness Inscription beast we encountered here came from Darkness Great Desolate? Qin Yun said in alarm. "Darkness Great Desolate is very mysterious. My devil fairy race came from Darkness Great Desolate, but I don't have any memory regarding this." Mo shook her head. "I only know that Darkness Great Desolate is very dreadful. My devil fairy race fled from Darkness Great Desolate to 9 Desolate." Xian Rujing's expression became grave as she said in deep voice, "That heavenly pit, don't tell me it is connected to Darkness Great Desolate." Qin Yun involuntarily shouted, "Could it be that this heavenly pit is connected to Darkness Great Desolate?" The secret of Heavenly Pit is beyond Qin Yun and Xian Rujing's imagination. The reason why so many formidable beasts are coming here is to stop Darkness Great Desolate's Darkness Inscription beasts. Xian Rujing said, "Big brother, big sister, don't get close to darkness, great desolate. It is very dangerous. Mo whispered in Xian Rujing's ear. We won't get close. Xian Rujing very gently nodded and said. Then she used her finger to gently rub Mo's cute little face. Qin Yun let Mo return to the nine-sun divine soul. We must quickly find Yuma and take her away, Qin Yun said. Then he took out the soul-chasing talisman to determine Xiao Yume's location. Xiao Yume has not arrived at that location. This caused Qin Yun to feel a lot relieved. Then he took out a compass to look for the floating cloud heavenly seal's dragon. The head of the floating cloud heavenly seal is a dragon sculpture. It is a dragon transformed from a dragon. That dragon is now running all over the place. It is not in Yume's direction. Qin Yun shook his head. I also don't know what that dragon is doing. What dragon? Xian Rujing asked. Floating cloud heavenly seal's head. Qin Yun simply explained about the floating cloud heavenly seal. Back then, Qin Yun and Xian Rujing found the floating cloud heavenly seal's compass in 9 nether realms floating cloud city sun altar. Now, Xian Rujing also remembers the mysterious floating cloud city in 9 nether realm. That floating cloud city must have been built by your past life. Xian Rujing said. The stone steels that open the gate of floating cloud city are gone. Qin Yun shook his head and said, I don't know who took them away. It is not easy to take away those stone steels. We will talk about it after we return. Xian Rujing held Qin Yun's hand, patted the back of his hand, and said, We should quickly find Yuma and then leave this place. Xian Rujing is an immortal emperor. Moreover, she has ice goddess's memories. Her spirit cultivation is very successful. She can produce divine liquid to increase her cultivation. Therefore, her immortal power is also very strong. She asked Qin Yun to store away the Devil Star Overlord Dragon and let her open the way. Xian Rujing took out her sun-suppressing divine arrow to open the way. Her sun-suppressing divine arrow is a very beautiful white ice arrow. It is now emitting a bit of light rays. Sister Rujing, you have cultivated sun core? Your sun-suppressing divine arrow seems to be alive. Qin Yun is somewhat amazed and asked, I have not completely cultivated it yet. Could it be that you have not cultivated it? Xian Rujing finds this somewhat unexpected. Cultivating sun core can awaken the sun-suppressing divine arrow and allow it to unleash its might. Every sun-suppressing divine arrow has a unique method to cultivate sun core. It requires one to comprehend it on their own. Qin Yun also tried to comprehend it, but he did not succeed. He believes that it is very difficult and requires a very long time to accomplish. However, it seems like Xian Rujing has already comprehended it, and he has no clue at all. I tried to cultivate, but I don't have any clue. Qin Yun informed Xian Rujing about his situation. Something is wrong. Yuelon, Kiru all have sun-suppressing divine arrow. After they return from protecting sun core, they can gradually cultivate sun core. Even though it is not very strong, it can slowly awaken the sun-suppressing divine arrow. Xian Rujing said in surprise, Your perception should not be low. Why didn't you succeed? Wei Zhongzheng, Azure Dragon, Netherworld Great Emperor, and Qin Long also obtained sun-suppressing divine arrow. Qin Yun met them before, but did not ask. He thought that they have the same problem. But now it seems like he is the only one who has not cultivated sun core. No matter, we will talk about it later, Qin Yun said. Xian Rujing opened the way very quickly with sun-suppressing divine arrow. She directly released formidable ice-cold power to freeze those dangerous huge flowers and plants. If she encountered poisonous insects or other dangerous beasts, she would kill them with one arrow after freezing them. Sister Rujing, what about Sister Lingxue? Is she doing well in Guanghan Palace? Qin Yun asked. That is my avatar. Of course she is doing well. Xian Rujing said. Oh, that's good. I have not seen her for a long time. I want to see her. Qin Yun feels that Xian Lingxue is the other side of Xian Rujing. She is gentle, considerate, and good at understanding others. Qin Yun followed behind Xian Rujing. He asked her about Yao Feng and Liu Shuyan. Xian Rujing seems to know something, but she said she doesn't know and told him to ask Siekaru. 2 days passed by. Even at night, Qin Yun and Xian Rujing only hugged each other and rested for more than an hour, then continued on their journey. At daybreak, Qin Yun and Xian Rujing finally sensed Xiao Yuemei's aura. "There was a great battle here," Xian Rujing said with frown. "This little girl Yuemei's aura is still lingering." "There's also Black Rat Base's aura," Qin Yun carefully sensed and said in amazement. "There's also a very formidable immortal emperor aura." Beast-type immortal emperor. Xian Rujing's expression changed. "This level of immortal beast emperor aura, it must be a divine beast. Very familiar, could it be?" Qin Yun immediately felt relieved and said, "I know that divine beast. It's a little black donkey." The little black donkey was also here. Xian Rujing heard Qin Yun mention black tortoise before. Great god Xian Wu was very famous in the divine wilderness. However, no one expected him to be sealed in the 9 Yang divine spirit. The little black donkey loves to eat, so Xiao Yuemei used all kinds of delicious divine fruits to bait it. It is likely that Xiao Yuemei has already taken it. "This guy should be very strong," Qin Yun said. "Nether Sect's people have arrived, but they did not enter the safe city. Nether Sect is truly a crouching tiger and hidden dragon. Even Black Tortoise and Azure Dragon are in Nether Sect," Xian Rujing said. Qin Yun said with a smile, "The Xianwu donkey will be in my inscription gate from now on." As soon as he finished speaking, he heard a sharp bray from a donkey. Xian Rujing said, "Your family's donkey is braying. We should quickly go and take a look." Xian Rujing is walking in the front. After passing through a large forest, she saw Xiao Yuemei riding on the little black donkey, quickly passing through the forest. They're being chased by a 2-meter tall black rooster. Chapter 1679. 10,000 Beasts Enter Pit. Chapter 1679. 10,000 Beasts Enter Pit. Qin Yun did not see Black Mouse Bays, but he knows that they are in the vicinity. Yuemei has been running all over the place these past few days. Could it be that she's being chased by this chicken? Qin Yun said with frown. "Impossible. That little donkey's strength is not weak. Let's follow it and take a look," Xian Rujing said. Little black donkey's speed is very fast. As expected of great god Xian Wu, it is not easy for Xian Rujing to catch up to it. That big black rooster's speed is also very scary. If Xian Rujing did not pull Qin Yun along, it would not be easy to catch up to it. Moreover, when the big black rooster is madly running through the forest, those flowers and grasses consciously avoid it. Clearly they are afraid of the big black rooster. Therefore, Qin Yun and Xian Rujing can easily follow behind it. At least they are not blocked by those huge flowers and grasses. The big black rooster screeched along the way. This kind of sound is very unpleasant to hear. It contains very strong mental attack. Qin Yun and Xian Rujing can resist this kind of mental sound wave attack. Otherwise, they would not dare to approach it. Little black donkey, hurry up. That stupid rooster is catching up. Maintain distance. Don't let it get close, Xiao Yuemei yelled. Just as she finished speaking, the big black rooster's comb suddenly flickered with black light and shot forward. This black light is filled with many black runes. When it shot forward, its power is very dreadful. It actually caused all the flowers and grasses in the surroundings to wither. Qin Yun and Xian Rujing are watching from behind. They are secretly apprehensive. Just as Xian Rujing was about to attack, the big black rooster suddenly fell into a big trap. Black Mouse Bays ferociously jumped out and frantically attacked the trap, releasing their formidable inscription beast power, causing the big black rooster to scream unceasingly. At this time, little black donkey ran back with Xiao Yuemei on its back. "Big sister, how was my performance this time?" Little black donkey said with mischievous smile. "Not bad. Compared to the last 2 times, it is much better," Xiao Yuemei said with smile. "Then can you reward me with a divine fruit?" Little black donkey said while drooling. Xiao Yuemei curled her lips, took out a bright red divine fruit. It is as big as a watermelon, and threw it. The little black donkey excitedly chased after the divine fruit. It opened its mouth wide, jumped up, and bit the divine fruit. Qin Yun and Xian Rujing also relaxed a lot. They thought that Xiao Yuanmei was hiding from the big rooster. They did not expect that they would capture the big black rooster. Yumei, I told you to come out and find me, but you didn't. So you're here to catch chickens. After Qin Yun jumped over, he pinched Xiao Yuanmei's face and scolded with a smile. I was worried to death about you, you damn girl, yet you are playing so happily. Xiao Yuanmei also knows that Qin Yun and Xian Rujing have arrived. She pushed away Qin Yun's hand, jumped to Xian Rujing's side, and said with smile, Brother, we caught 3 big roosters. They are very tasty. I want to catch a few more before leaving. Xian Rujing looked at the trap and raised her hand, wanting to help deal with the struggling rooster. Don't. Xiao Yuanmei promptly grabbed Xian Rujing's hand and said, Sister Rujing, don't attack. Frozen meat will not taste good. Xian Rujing shook her head and smiled, then lightly pinched Xiao Yuanmei's lovely face and said with smile, This place is clearly very dangerous, but a little foodie like you has turned it into a holy land of delicacies. After the little black donkey finished eating the divine fruit, it ran back while jolting its buttocks. Xiao Yuanmei is sitting on the back of the little black donkey and said with smile, This is truly a holy land of delicacies. You will soon be able to taste the flavor of dark chicken. After that pitiful big rooster was beaten to death, it was caught by He Shu using a large hook. Sectmaster, you arrived so quickly. Was it not easy on the way? He Shu said with smile. Of course it was not easy. Shu, is that chicken really tasty? Qin Yun asked. It is indeed very tasty. He Shu said with smile. It is after all a dark inscription beast. It contains a lot of energy. After eating it, it is very beneficial to us inscription beasts. He Shu, Bai Zai, and Xianwu are all very strong inscription beasts. They surely know something about dark inscription beasts. Great deity Xianwu, are you sure you want to join our inscription gate? Qin Yun stroked the little black donkey's head and asked with smile. I have been sure for a long time. The little black donkey heard that Inscription Divine Mountain has many divine fruits. It wanted to follow Qin Yun. Xian Rujing asked, Have you been to that heavenly pit? Qin Yun looked at Xiao Yuanmei because she came in very early. We stayed at the edge of the heavenly pit for a few days. Suddenly the heavenly pit spurted out a black gas, and then many strange flowers and plants appeared. Then many dark inscription beasts ran out. There are many very strong dark inscription beasts. Only these big roosters are very weak. We can catch them. Xiao Yuanmei said. Qin Yun took out the compass to check the location of the dragon. Since Xiao Yuanmei is fine, he also wants to do proper business. He wants to find the dragon first. Qin Yun pointed to the front and said, Go that way. Where will we go? Heavenly pit. Brother, is that dragon also inside? Xiao Yuanmei asked. Qin Yun nodded. Bai Zai said, Boss, that heavenly pit is summoning many powerful beasts. Maybe that dragon has already jumped into the heavenly pit. What? Qin Yun said in amazement. I'm just guessing. Bai Zai shook his head and said, That heavenly pit is summoning many powerful beasts from a mortal desolate to deal with dark inscription beasts. He Shu said, We are inscription beasts, so we immediately rushed over. Qin Yun suddenly thought that it is highly possible that Emperor race is related to these inscription beasts. Otherwise, they would not be able to summon them. Why were you summoned? Who summoned you? Xian Rujing asked. I don't know, but I know that there is delicious food here, Little Black Donkey replied. There is indeed a lot of delicious meat here. He Shu and Bai Zai also nodded. Bai Zai said, After we arrived, we found out that there are dark inscription beasts roaming about. Then we received a new message telling us to kill those dark inscription beasts. Emperor race can summon these powerful beasts and make them obey the orders of Emperor race. Qin Yun and Xian Rujing are even more amazed. Qin Yun now understands why Xian Rujing and Evil God are so afraid of Emperor race. He suspects that many powerful beasts have memory imprints of loyalty to Emperor race within their inherited memories. It is highly possible that the ancestors of these beasts were once completely subdued by Emperor Race and branded with memory imprints of loyalty to Emperor Race. Even a divine beast like Little Black Donkey can be summoned. It is clear that Emperor Race once completely subdued the Nine Desolate. In that case, Dragon Race must be here. Chinyan said. Dragon Race's dragon has already entered the heavenly pit. Big Brother Azure Dragon also went. We met him before. Little Black Donkey said. Xiao Yueme said with smile. I told them to stay here to help me catch chickens. That is why they did not go down. It is very dangerous down there. I don't know what is inside. Heishu nodded and said. Chinyan glanced at Xian Rujing because it is highly possible that her dragon is inside the heavenly pit. If he wants to complete the floating cloud heavenly seal, he must find that dragon. Don't go down, Xian Rujing said in stern voice. Boss, we also advise you not to go down. Bai Zhe said. No one knows the situation down there. Big Brother Azure Dragon told us before that we will die if we go down. Heishu patted Qinyun's shoulder and said, Wait until they come up. They will come up. Xiao Yueme stored away the large rooster and said with smile, Brother, what are you so anxious about? Let's eat that chicken first. Just thinking about it makes me drool. Little Black Donkey said with mischievous smile. Qinyun caught a very large crocodile before. He doesn't want to take it out, otherwise it will surely enter the stomachs of Little Black Donkey and Xiao Yueme. Xiao Yueme sat on Little Black Donkey's back and yelled, Great deity Xianwu, return. Little Black Donkey ran in front. Heishu and Bai Zhe followed closely behind. Qinyun and Xian Rujing glanced at each other. They can only follow Xiao Yueme for now. Not long after, they arrived at a spacious area. There's a house here. After returning, Heishu and Bai Zhe began killing chickens to make fire. Qinyun looked at them and asked, This is a darkness inscription beast. Does it have any darkness runes on its body? I saw the energy released by this large rooster just now. It has many runes on its body. This kind of large rooster has no status in the darkness great desolate. The runes on its body are not very useful. It is the same as our chickens. They are used to eat. Heishu said. Bai Zhe said with smile, Boss, if you want to study darkness inscription, you will have to capture beasts that can condense darkness inscription spirit. Xian Rujing asked, Do you know about the darkness great desolate? Of course we know. We have some information about the darkness great desolate in our inherited memories. The guys inside are very dreadful. Their darkness inscription is very strong. Heishu said, That heavenly hole is connected to the darkness great desolate. If a formidable darkness inscription beast or a darkness creature comes out, the immortal desolate will become even more lively. Bai Zhe said somewhat anxiously. Heishu and Bai Zhe deftly processed the huge rooster and got a lot of meat out of it. Qinyun is somewhat amazed. This large rooster from the darkness great desolate. Its meat actually contains very pure nine-sun power. It is not even a little bit evil. We can start roasting, Heishu said with smile. Qinyun and Xian Rujing also joined in and began roasting the chicken meat. The ones who can eat the most are the Little Black Donkey and Xiao Yueme. More than half of the chicken meat were killed by them. After Qinyun ate the meat, he is very shocked in his heart because the nine-sun energy inside the meat is even better than the nine-sun energy he can absorb. If I can eat this kind of meat frequently, maybe I can become even stronger. The energy inside my body will also contain darkness inscription power. Qinyun is secretly shocked. Very soon, they finished eating. Xian Rujing is also secretly amazed because the energy inside the darkness inscription beast is very useful to them. Just as they are reminiscing about the meat, Little Black Donkey suddenly shouted, Big Brother Azure Dragon came out. How do you know? Qinyun hastily asked, then looked all around. There's not even a bit of movement. This is our special method of communication. He is sending me a signal, telling me to quickly run away from the heavenly hole. Little Black Donkey yelled. Chapter 1680. Goddess fights mad dragon Qinyun still want to go take a look at the heavenly pit. He is somewhat reluctant to leave, but seeing how nervous Xian Rujing and Little Black Donkey are, he can only leave first. All right, let's quickly go to Safety City. Qinya nodded and said, Little Black Donkey, did Azure Dragon say anything to you? Xiao Yuanmei asked while sitting on Little Black Donkey's back. Big Brother Azure Dragon told me to quickly leave Heavenly Pit. Heavenly Pit is becoming more and more dangerous. Very powerful things will come out of it. Maybe they have already come out. Little Black Donkey very anxiously said, If it is not something very important, Big Brother Azure Dragon would not use this kind of secret method to contact me. Xian Rujing said in deep voice, Then let's quickly go to Safety City. I will lead the way. Shi and Qinyan are leading the way towards Safety City. It must be known that there are many powerful beasts inside Heavenly Pit. Divine beasts like Azure Dragon are very formidable. Therefore, Xian Rujing attaches great importance to Azure Dragon's warning. Qinyan followed behind Xian Rujing and said in low voice, If Dragon Race is going, then could Dragon Emperor and Scarlet Sun Dragon Mother also be inside Heavenly Pit? Dragon Race's Dragon Emperor and Scarlet Sun Dragon Mother are both very formidable immortal Emperor experts. Very likely. In short, those beasts are very durable. We humans cannot compare to them. We should first go to Safety City. It is safer there. Xian Rujing said. Xiao Yuanmei said, Brother, I think that something is coming to Immortal Desolate through Heavenly Pit. Those Dragon Race are going to stop that thing from Dark Great Desolate from coming over. Then why are there still some Dark Inscription beasts appearing? Qin Yun asked. Heavenly Pit spewed out energy. Many powerful beasts were brought out. We saw it with our own eyes. Xiao Yuanmei said. He Shu said, This forest did not exist at that time. Heavenly Pit suddenly spewed out something, and very soon this forest appeared. Baizhe chopped down a large black grass and said, Maybe these things are plants from Dark Great Desolate. If this is true, then Emperor Race must have been sealed by Dark Great Desolate's power. While Qin Yun and others are rushing towards Safety City, the earth is shaking more and more intensely. In the past, although the earth shook, it was only a very small tremor, and it would only shake violently from time to time. And now, the violent tremors were becoming more and more frequent. They now believed that the Azure Dragon's warning was correct, because there was indeed a huge commotion in the Sky Cavern. If it didn't stay far away, it would definitely be extremely dangerous. All sorts of strange things happened before the apocalypse. How torturous! The Black Donkey let out a long sigh. I can't even eat properly. Half a day passed. Because of the intense shaking, many cracks had appeared in the dense forest within thousands of miles of the sinkhole. Those cracks seemed to be connected to the Heavenly Pit. When Qin Yun and company cross those huge cracks, they can feel an aura similar to the energy on the Dark Inscription Beast. Looks like we won't be able to hold on for much longer. Is that thing from the great wilderness of darkness coming? He Shu's expression was solemn as he said, These cracks are really deep. If we fall in, we'll definitely die. No one knew what was under the cracks. They only knew that these cracks were connected to the sinkhole in the middle of the jungle. After a day, Qin Yun and the others finally saw the safe city. What surprised them was that the safe city actually split in the middle. Unfortunately, a crack appeared at the place where the safe city is located, causing the safe city to split into two halves. Su Yao and others contacted me just now. They are retreating. It seems like they also discovered that something is wrong here. Xian Rujing said, Among the people from Guanghan Palace, there are two immortal emperor old grannies. They are also very strong. They can safely retreat. There is no one inside the safe city. Everyone retreat. The shaking is so fierce. Moreover, there are so many cracks in the ground. Even the safe city is split in the middle. It means that a great change will occur. The people inside the safe city came here very early. When they came here, the forest had not yet grown. If they want to go out now, they will face all kinds of dangers. We should quickly retreat. Xian Rujing said, It seems like some dreadful things are coming out from the Heavenly Pit. Qin Yun's expression became grave as he let out a long sigh. The space here is becoming more and more unstable. This kind of intense shaking caused the space to become very chaotic, making it impossible to use teleportation talismans. Even if they use communication talismans, they would need to wait for a period of time before they can send a message. The people who entered the forest all felt a kind of indescribable oppressive feeling enveloping the sky above the forest. It is as if the heaven and earth of Immortal Desolate is being oppressed by a kind of oppressive feeling. The appearance of the heavenly pit caused all the people in the Immortal Desolate to be terrified and restless. There are still 3 suns in the sky. They have not yet fallen, but many great events are happening in the Immortal Desolate. It makes people feel that before the suns fall, the Immortal Desolate has already been plunged into misery and suffering. The heavenly pit leads to the bottom of the earth, and the bottom of the earth is a place that people associate with evil. Therefore, many people feel that a large number of evil creatures are coming out from the heavenly pit. We are truly tormenting ourselves. We just came in, and now we have to go out. Qin thought about how he killed his way in and felt very unwilling in his heart. We did not come in vain. We got a lot of delicious food. Those darkness inscription beasts are very tasty. Xiao Yuanmei said, and to be able to eat so much, it is worth it, Little Black Donkey said with a smile. You ate 3 chickens, and I only ate 1. Qin curled his lips and said, there will be opportunities to eat in the future. Xian Rujing said, there will surely be a lot of them coming out from the heavenly pit. Indeed, if there are darkness dragon beasts, it will be even better. Little Black Donkey said very excitedly. Can we beat them? He Shu said with a smile. Why can't we beat them? As long as we can eat them, we can beat them. Little Black Donkey said very confidently. Roar! Suddenly a beast roar came from behind. This beast roar seems to be coming from very far away. Hearing this beast roar, He Shu and Bai Zai's expression greatly changed. That is the roar of a dragon. We should quickly run. We are coming out. Little Black Donkey shouted loudly. Dragon roar? A dragon is coming out? Qin Yun is apprehensive. Is it a dragon from Dragon Race? No. It is a dragon from Darkness Great Desolate. He Shu yelled in alarm. The shaking ground looks like it is about to collapse. It is continuously sinking down. Motherfucker, that dragon is chasing us. Little Black Donkey shouted in alarm and increased its speed to run forward. Just now, Little Black Donkey said it wanted to eat dragon meat. Even said it could beat the dragon. Now, the one running the fastest is him. Under the ground, Xian Rujing yelled, then turned around and shot out icy cold power towards the ground behind her. A large piece of land behind them was bulging up. Crash! A huge black dragon head ferociously came out from under the ground. This dragon is very black. Even its eyes are spewing out dense black gas. Most dreadful thing is that there are many runes on the dragon's body. Only Qin Yun can use Extinction Spirit Eye to see that there are many runes on the dragon's scales. It is very difficult for others to see. This guy's target is me. Quickly block it. Little Black Donkey shouted loudly. Xian Rujing's ice-cold power collided with the mountain-like dragon's head. Ho! The icy cold wind caused people to shiver involuntarily. The black dragon head has been frozen in a flash. It looks like a huge dragon eye sculpture. You guys quickly run. I will deal with this dragon. Xian Rujing yelled. Sister Rujing, can you deal with it? Qin Yun is somewhat worried. I can. Xian Rujing nodded and said, you guys quickly run. Little Black Donkey already ran far away, with Xiao Yuanmei on its back. Black Mouse Bays also slowed down its pace. You guys go first, Qin Yun said to Black Mouse Bays. Follow Yuanmei and others and leave. Black Mouse Bays increased its speed and madly ran after Xiao Yuanmei and Little Black Donkey. Little Black Donkey is Black Tortoise Divine Beast. It is very normal for a dragon from Dark Desolate to target it. Roar! The black dragon let out a roar, and the ice on its head shattered. Xian Rujing rushed forward with sun-suppressing divine arrow in hand. The black dragon let out a furious roar. Its eyes spewed out black gas, transformed into two huge swords, and attacked Cien Rujing. A viscous black liquid gushed out from the sky. Suddenly, a huge ice mountain appeared in front of Cien Rujing, blocking the dark berserk dragon's two wrath swords as well as the black liquid. Then a burst of frantic snow and wind appeared. Three white-haired snow woman immortals who look exactly like Cien Rujing appeared. After the snow woman immortals appeared, an incomparably huge ice mountain appeared in the sky. Rumble! The ice mountain ferociously dropped down and pressed down on the dragon's head, pushing it into the ground. Dong dong! Muffled sound suddenly came from the ground. The ice mountain suddenly exploded. A frantic black thunder shot out from the ground, pierced through the ice mountain, and tore it apart. That ice mountain was condensed by Cien Rujing's formidable immortal emperor power. It contains a lot of divine power. It is very formidable. But now it has been destroyed by a single attack from the black dragon. The ice mountain fragments of various sizes scattered all over the place and dropped on the ground, giving rise to bursts of fierce vibration. Ice-cold gale brought along a large amount of ice fragments and attacked a large area of the forest. In the blink of an eye, Cien Rujing's surroundings turned into a world of ice and snow. Qin Yun is watching the battle from not far away. He is secretly startled. This ice and snow goddess is truly awesome. The black dragon is very strong. Its cultivation is above Cien Rujing's. But Cien Rujing can block the black dragon. Hua hua! The black dragon's body suddenly tore open the earth and appeared. A large amount of soil and ice surged all around like a violent wave. Three snow woman immortals are surrounding the black dragon. Their hands are forming hand seals and releasing intense ice-cold immortal power. Hoo-hoo! Biting cold and frightening cold wind fiercely whistled. The several thousand feet long black dragon's body suddenly rotated on the spot. The three snow woman immortals released very formidable attack and formed an incomparably huge ice and snow tornado. The black dragon is in the middle of the tornado and is being sucked up. Boom, boom, boom. Heaven and earth are suddenly enveloped by dreadful heavenly might. This is Cien Rujing's heavenly tribulation divine ability. Great amount of blood-colored tribulation thunder seems like it is tearing apart the sky dome. It is like a frantic waterfall pouring down in torrents and bombarding the huge ice and snow tornado. Chapter 1681. Dark Royal Race Chapter 1681. Dark Royal Race. Cien Rujing's tall, delicate body is like a small dot in front of the huge ice and snow tornado and the dark berserk dragon. However, the might released by Cien Rujing is incomparably mighty. Berserk tribulation thunder dropped down. Some exploded on the dark berserk dragon's head. Some fused with the ice and snow tornado and continued to hack the dark berserk dragon's body. The dark berserk dragon let out a burst of furious roar. Although it is struggling, it is unable to struggle free from the huge ice and snow tornado. This ice and snow goddess is actually quite capable. Qin Yun exclaimed in admiration in his heart and felt a lot more relieved. Cien Rujing firmly held the sun-suppressing divine arrow, as if she is holding a berserk lightning. She jumped up, rode the wind, and entered the ice and snow tornado. Following her delicate shout, the sun-suppressing divine arrow in her hand shot forward like a light beam. The sun-suppressing divine arrow turned into a very large light beam and hit the dragon's head. Boom! A muffled explosion echoed. The dragon's head was hit, but the sun-suppressing divine arrow was unable to pierce through the dragon's head. Come back! Cien Rujing coldly shouted, and the sun-suppressing divine arrow flew out from the dragon's head. The dark berserk dragon let out a furious roar again. Many people who are retreating from the forest can now sense the intense battle. Many immortal emperors sensed Cien Rujing's dreadful ice-cold power and became secretly alarmed. Many immortal emperors in Immortal Desolate are transforming into Saint Realm. They are all Saint cultivators. Their immortal power contains weak Saint power. But Cien Rujing is not. She is directly cultivating spirit. Her celestial power contained a bit of divine power, and that was the most terrifying part of it. Guanghan Palace's immortal Emperor Rujing is actually so formidable that even other factions' immortal emperors are secretly afraid. They saw Xian Rujing in Safe City before, but they don't know her true strength. The strength displayed by Xian Rujing now is more or less close to her limit. Xiao Yun quickly leave. Xian Rujing knows that Qin Yun is nearby and lightly shouted, "I will block this guy for a while and then retreat." Qin Yun also knows that staying here is useless. He yelled, "Sister Rujing, you must be careful." I know. Xian Rujing knows that Qin Yun is very concerned about her. That is why she is not running away. This made her feel warm in her heart, and her battle power suddenly increased by a lot. Qin Yun gritted his teeth and quickly left. That dragon is truly terrifying. Are all the beasts in the vast dark wilderness that powerful? Qin Yun thought to himself. I don't know what happened to the Azure Dragon and the Dragon Race after entering the Heavenly Cavern. They actually couldn't stop those fellows from the Dark Desolate. Ling Yuner said. Yuner, I think that the sealing of the Emperor clan is very likely related to the Great Desolate of Darkness. Qin Yun said. It's possible. That sinkhole is connected to the Dark Desolate. Ling Yuner said. For the specifics, I can only ask those bastards from the inscription world. Qin Yun chased after Xiao Yuanmei. Holding the Nether Spirit's sacred blade in his hand, he released his formidable mental power and enveloped the surroundings. Even if he cannot see the huge Darkness Berserk Dragon, he can still sense the aura of Xian Rujing and the Darkness Berserk Dragon. After running for more than an hour, Qin Yun had just jumped over a crevice when he felt a sinister aura surging up from behind him. This crevice is several hundred meters wide and bottomless. Just as Qin Yun jumped over the other side, a large amount of black gas suddenly rushed out of the crevice. Motherfucker, what the hell is this thing? Qin Yun looked behind and saw many people wearing black armor. All of them have very strong build. These people are wearing helmets. It is impossible to see what they look like, but the aura of immortal power coming from their bodies is very strong. We are Dark Royal race, lowly human. Quickly kneel down and submit to us. One armored person shouted in a very arrogant tone. There are more than 10 people wearing black armor. Their aura is very strong, especially their tone. Coupled with their 2-meter-tall stature, they give people a very oppressive feeling. Dark Royal race. Hearing this name, Qin Yun realized that it is a formidable race from the Great Desolate of Darkness. He is very surprised because he always thought that the people below the Heavenly Cavern were Emperor clan. He did not expect that they're actually some Dark Royal race. Lowly and weak human, quickly kneel down and kowtow to the Lord Dark Royal race. We will spare your life. The leader of the Dark Royal race pointed his spear at Qin Yun and shouted, You want me to kneel down and kowtow? Who the hell do you think you are? Following Qin Yun's anger, the Nether Spirit's sacred blade in Qin Yun's hand let out a cry. Qin Yun flashed over in a flash and hacked with his saber. The absolute yang power within his body surged out violently. Explosive sound wave brought along dreadful heavenly might and swept out. Rumble. The Nether Spirit's sacred blade dropped down, bringing out a large amount of violent thunder, accompanied by frantic vibration. This is the first style of heavenly extermination, 9 style heavenly quake, and the second style thunder collapse. The violent thunder is like a flood bursting through a dam. The vibration is as if the sky is collapsing and exploding. The wild saber furiously chopped down. The heavenly might is vast and mighty, shaking the heavens. The leader of the Dark Royal race was hit by the saber, and his body was directly torn to shreds. Large amount of black blood splashed everywhere. The other Dark Royal race people are all stunned. How is this the weak and lowly human they spoke of? This kind of power is simply dreadful to the extreme. Qin Yun's Nether Spirit's sacred blade flickered and devoured the leader's soul and stored it inside the blade. Dark Royal race? I see that you are like weak little rats that drilled out from the ground. unable to withstand a single blow. "You actually want me to kneel and worship you?" Qin Yun said with sneer. His body flashed, and a berserk supergravity ferociously dropped down. The dark royal race people were immediately pressed down to the ground. Just as they laid down, they once again floated up due to the gravity. Acting arrogant in front of me? Courting death. Qin Yun unleashed Heaven Extinction Step's myriad transformation step, causing his body to suddenly flicker into dozens of figures. Then he continuously attacked the sky with saber. The saber energy is filled with ferocious momentum. It is like a concentrated gale of raging thunder. It rushed up and continuously produced rumbling sounds. The burly men in hard armor screamed as they were beaten. Some of them even had their armors smashed to smithereens. Boom! The gravity suddenly dropped, and the members of the Dark Royal family who were floating in the air suddenly felt the pressure. It is as if they're being toyed with by Qin Yun. Those Dark Royal race, people who fell to the ground, are lying on the ground, unable to get up. Qin Yun jumped over and stomped one to death. These Dark Royal race, people who just jumped out of the crack, have been beaten up by Qin Yun without any strength to retaliate. Then they were killed one by one, and their souls were taken away. A group of heaven immortal trash. They actually want me to kneel to them. Qin Yun's face is filled with disdain. He tightly held the Nether Spirit's sacred blade and stored away all the remnant souls. Then he continued chasing after Xiao Yuanmei. Ling Yuner said, "Xiao Yun, these guys are very strong. If a ninth heaven immortal met them, they would undoubtedly die." Indeed, with the same cultivation, most immortals in Immortal Desolate are not their match. Qin Yun nodded and said, "Emperor Race did not appear, but Dark Royal Race has appeared." "Dark Royal Race summoned those beasts to Heavenly Pit?" Qin Yun said with frown. "Emperor Race did not come out. Instead, these guys came out. Emperor Race might also be in Heavenly Pit. Could it be that Emperor Race has been fighting against Dark Royal Race?" Xiao Yuanmei said, "Which of these two races is stronger?" Qin Yun is filled with doubt in his heart. He increased his speed and madly ran. He discovered that not only Dark Royal Race have appeared, there are also more and more formidable Dark Inscription beasts. And Xian Rujing is still fighting against that formidable Dark Berserk Dragon. If not for Xian Rujing delaying the Dark Berserk Dragon, more than half of the people in this forest would have been killed. The Dark Royal Race and Dark Inscription beasts came out from those cracks. Qin Yun, who is madly running, saw a crack appear in front of him and immediately became vigilant. Because when he approached the crack, he sensed a very frantic aura rushing up. Dragon aura? Qin Yun is horrified in his heart. Suddenly, more than 10 people wearing shining armor jumped out of the crack in the ground in front of them. Their armor had the element of a dragon on it. They are immortal dragon warriors in human form. They are dragon race's dragons. Their armor is made of dragon scales. It is as if they are wearing a set of tyrannical and formidable dragon armor. After these dozen or so dragon warriors appeared, 20 or so burly men wearing black dragon armor jumped out as well. Dark dragon warriors. Qin Yun is incomparably shocked in his heart. There are many dragons in Great Dark Desolate, and now more than 20 have jumped out. All of them are immortal kings. These immortal dragon warriors escaped. He finally saw the dragon race warriors who entered the Heavenly Pit. He did not expect to be chased and beaten. After the immortal dragon warriors jumped out, they quickly rushed out. And those dark dragon warriors let out angry roars and closely chased after them. In a short while, they surrounded those immortal dragon warriors. "Ha ha ha! Don't run! We will eat you up!" The leader of the dark dragon warriors howled with laughter. The saber in his hand is filled with baleful aura. He rushed over and frantically hacked down, giving rise to saber winds and energy waves. Dark dragon warriors are numerous and very strong. Immortal dragon warriors are few in number. Their overall strength is weak. They are completely surrounded. It is very difficult for them to escape. Qin Yun has some relation with Dragon Race. His past life had very good relationship with Scarlet, Sun Dragon Mother, and Dragon Emperor. Although there was some conflict, it is not impossible to reconcile. Seeing that dragon race warriors are in trouble, Qin Yun will not watch with folded arms. The captain of the immortal dragon warriors lost an arm earlier. Now he is fighting against 3 dark dragon warriors with strenuous effort. "I'll chop off your head, and you can be eaten." The captain of the dark dragon warriors laughed sinisterly. His black saber brought along roaring evil aura as it chopped down. Qin Yun flashed over in a flash, blocked with his saber horizontally, shouted and made Ling Yun release supergravity. The supergravity transformed into a sword and suddenly dropped down from the sky. The supergravity transformed into a sword is incomparably heavy and very sharp. It has a very strong penetrating power. This is what Yang Shi Yu taught Ling Yun, to use Nether Sun power. The gravity transformed into a sword fell down and hit the dark dragon warrior's body, directly tearing apart his armor. Qin Yun's saber swept out and cut the dark dragon warrior's captain in half at the waist and took away the formidable immortal king dragon spirit. Chapter 1682. Three-Headed Dragon Tiger. Chapter 1682. Three-Headed Dragon Tiger. What shocked the immortal dragon warriors the most is that Qin Yun is actually a human. Because in their eyes, humans should not be this strong. Qin Yun appeared and quickly killed the captain of the Black Dragon Warrior. This not only shocked the immortal dragon warriors, it also caused the Black Dragon Warriors to be extremely shocked and furious. In the eyes of the Black Dragon Warriors, immortal desolate humans are weak and lowly. But the Qin Yun before their eyes is much stronger than them. Many thanks, Senior, for saving us. Our dragon race will definitely repay you in the future. The captain of the immortal dragon warriors said to Qin Yun. This captain's arm has already been broken and he has suffered serious injuries. Just a moment ago, he thought he was dead for sure. Qin Yun saved him, allowing him to keep his life. After the captain of the Black Dragon Warrior died, they were all stunned. Only when they saw Qin Yun put away their captain's corpse did they roar in anger. Let's get rid of these guys first, Qin Yun said. There are still several dozen Black Dragon Warriors here, and they're all very strong. Qin Yun doesn't know if he can defeat them or not. A young immortal dragon warrior said, Senior, we can't defeat them. We should quickly retreat. There are only a dozen or so immortal dragon warriors. Looking at their appearance, they have already fought against the Black Dragon Warriors and were beaten to the point of fleeing. The Black Dragon Warriors have become even more berserk. The darkness power on their bodies is extremely dreadful. The darkness immortal power they are releasing contains a kind of rune. Although it is very small, Qin Yun can see it. He has extinction spirit, eye, and formidable mental power. His perception is very sharp, especially in the aspect of runes. The immortal power released by the Black Dragon Warriors contain darkness runes. This is also their strongest aspect. Immortal Dragon Warriors can be considered very strong in the Immortal Desolate. 2 ordinary Immortal Kings can't even defeat one of them. But Immortal Dragon Warriors don't have runes, so they are very weak when facing the Black Dragon Warriors. Qin Yun's power contains runes. Moreover, it is a very powerful Nether Sun totem, so his power is extremely formidable. During the intense battle, several Immortal Dragon Warriors have already been injured. If this continues, they will surely be annihilated. As for Qin Yun, he only killed a few Dark Dragon Warriors. The Dark Dragon Warriors had rich combat experience, and when they worked together, they attacked and defended in an orderly manner. The weapons in their hands were also very strong, and they could gather their strength to burst out with a very strong Dark Dragon power. Even Qin Yun found it difficult to break through their defenses. All of you quickly run. Qin Yun suddenly shouted and released a very strong gravity domain. Within his gravity domain, the dozens of Dark Dragon Warriors were locked onto, and their bodies floated up. Senior, what about you? The captain of the Immortal Dragon Warrior shouted. Quickly retreat. Qin Yun shouted anxiously. The injured run first. The rest stay, the captain shouted. The injured Immortal Dragon Warriors also retreated at this moment. while the uninjured ones seized the opportunity to launch fierce attacks on the Dark Dragon warriors that were floating in the air and unable to move. Qin Yun used the Nether Spirit's sacred blade to frantically hack and chop. He killed one with one slash and then stored the corpse in the Nine Sun Divine Soul. In the blink of an eye, there were only 20 or so Dark Dragon warriors left. Boom! Because they have to suppress many powerful Dark Dragon warriors, the consumption of the gravity domain is very great. Moreover, they also have to endure great pressure. Qin Yun and Ling Yuner have no choice but to stop immediately, otherwise the energy inside their nether sun would be sucked dry. The Dark Dragon warriors' fury soared to the sky. They clearly had so many powerful warriors, but now half of them have been killed. This is mainly because of Qin Yun's participation. There are only a few of them left. Kill them all. A Dark Dragon warrior shouted in anger. Qin Yun promptly took out the Heavenly Lion Dragon Suppressing Cauldron. After the Heavenly Lion Dragon Suppressing Cauldron absorbed Qin Yun's absolute sun power, it began rotating at high speed. Its pitch-black surface suddenly burst with golden light. As the Heavenly Lion Dragon Suppressing Cauldron revolved, it let out a whistling sound as if 9 mighty heavenly lions are roaring. Roar! A heavenly lion's heavenly roar echoed. A nether realm heavenly lion suddenly flew over and pounced on a Dark Dragon warrior. Hua! The nether realm heavenly lion unleashed Heavenly Lion Fighting Dragon Claw and sent a Dark Dragon warrior flying. That Dark Dragon warrior's black armor also shattered. Then 2 immortal dragon warriors jumped over and killed that Dark Dragon warrior. Whether it is immortal dragon warriors or Dark Dragon warriors, they're all extremely frightened now. Because Qin Yun's Heavenly Lion Dragon Suppressing Cauldron and Netherrealm Heavenly Lion caused them to feel fear. Boom! The Heavenly Lion Dragon Suppressing Cauldron crazily revolved and rushed over. After the Heavenly Lion Dragon Suppressing Cauldron rushed over, the armor of several Dark Dragon warriors were shattered by the high-speed, revolving cauldron handles. Those Dark Dragon warriors were sent flying far away when they came in contact with the Heavenly Lion Dragon Suppressing Cauldron. Qin Yun's pressure has also decreased by a lot. Roar! At the same time the Nether Realm Heavenly Lion pounced on a Dark Dragon warrior, it opened its mouth and bit. It used Breaking Dragon Bite and directly bit that tall and sturdy armored dragon warrior into pieces. This kind of dreadful battle power caused the immortal dragon warriors to tremble in fear. Of course, what caused them to be most alarmed is the Nether Spirit's sacred blade in Qin Yun's hand. When Qin Yun attacked, the Nether Spirit's sacred blade released a very strong soul attack. It can cause the soul to feel stinging pain and even become confused. While the soul is feeling stinging pain, the sharp blade also crazily chopped down, directly cut open the thick armor, and chopped the Dark Dragon warriors to pieces. The appearance of the Nether Realm Heavenly Lion and Heavenly Lion Dragon Suppressing Cauldron caused the Dark Dragon warriors to scatter. The remaining few hastily jumped into the crevice on the ground. Qin Yun quickly stored those corpses. After those Dark Dragon warriors died, their corpses gradually turned into very large dragon bodies. Fortunately, the space inside the Nine Sun Divine Soul is very large, so it can contain many of those huge dragon bodies. A burst of furious dragon roar came from a distance. This is the roar of the Dark Dragon warrior who is fighting against Xian Rujing. This furious roar is also rushing towards Qin Yun. Senior, we should quickly leave. It is very dangerous here, the captain of the immortal dragon warriors yelled. I will go with you. Qin Yun nodded. Nether Realm Heavenly Lion has been summoned back. Heavenly Lion Dragon Suppressing Cauldron has also been stored away. Those few immortal dragon warriors are very reverent towards Qin Yun. They know that Qin Yun's cultivation is not high. Among his immortal king power, he only has one kind of king crystal. He is only a first-layer immortal king. Yet his strength is so dreadful, he can almost exterminate those formidable dark dragon warriors. Qin Yun and those few immortal dragon warriors are madly rushing through this shaking forest. Are you from Scarlet Sun Dragon Mother's side, or Dragon Emperor's side? Qin Yun asked that middle-aged captain while running. Scarlet Sun Dragon Mother. That captain is somewhat startled because Qin Yun's question means that he is very familiar with Dragon Race. Qin Yun still has a Scarlet Sun Dragon scale in his hand. Back then, Scarlet Sun Dragon Mother gave it to him so that he could contact the Dragon Race for help in the ancient garden. But later he did not use it. Another Dragon Race youth said, although Dragon Mother and Dragon Emperor are not on good terms, our Dragon Race's private relationship is very good. Qin Yun looked ahead and vigilantly looked all around. He slowed down a bit and asked, "Did you discover anything after entering the Heavenly Hole? Why did some Dark Royal Race people appear?" It is a long story. We don't know too much about the specific situation. The captain said after jumping over a crack in the ground, Dragon Mother and Dragon Emperor should know the most. "What are you doing down there?" Qin Yun asked again. "We followed Dragon Emperor and Dragon Mother down. I only know that the Emperor race is summoning us down. We want to help the Emperor race break the final seal and at the same time suppress the Dark Royal race." The captain said, "But we failed." Another middle-aged man sighed and said, "The Dark Royal race is very powerful. They have powerful Dark Dragon race subordinates, as well as all kinds of Dark Inscription beasts. We are not their match. The Emperor race can only summon the Dragon race. They are not their match in terms of numbers." Qin Yun is secretly amazed. There are actually two powerful races under the Heavenly Hole. "Senior, don't worry. The Emperor race is very strong. As long as they break the seal, they will be able to suppress the Dark Royal race." The captain said, "Senior, your cauldron is very strong. It is very similar to our Dragon race's legendary Heavenly Lion Dragon Suppressing Cauldron." A Dragon race woman curiously said. Qin Yun only laughed and said, "I have some relationship with the Dragon race. I know the Scarlet Sun Dragon Mother." He took out the Scarlet Sun Dragon scale. Seeing the Scarlet Sun Dragon scale, those few immortal dragon warriors are even more astonished. Not far away, a dragon roar suddenly came out. Qin Yun said with frown, "Are they your companions?" The captain nodded and said, "Yes, they are in trouble. Let's go." Qin Yun said, "All right." Qin Yun and the few immortal dragon warriors rushed towards the direction of the dragon roar. After they arrived, a wave of berserk energy rushed out. There are more than 20 immortal dragon warriors there. They are besieging a huge black beast. That huge beast has a tiger body that is more than 10 meters long. There are 3 dragon heads on its head. 3 dragon tiger. The captain cursed in low voice. "This guy is very scary. Let them retreat." Qin Yun said, "Quickly retreat." The captain shouted to more than 20 companions. "We can't retreat. We are inside this guy's domain." A middle-aged man shouted, "Quickly run. Don't worry about us." Qin Yun's brows wrinkled. He used Extinction Spirit Eye and indeed saw a black energy barrier enveloping a large area, forming a domain. 3 Dragon Tigers' cultivation is extremely high. They're 5th-level Immortal King Realm Darkness Inscription beasts. Qin Yun is not confident in taking them down, so he doesn't plan to fight. Qin Yun released the Heavenly Lion Dragon Suppressing Cauldron. He used super gravity to control the Heavenly Lion Dragon Suppressing Cauldron. It floated in the sky and became very large. Chapter 1683. 1683, Chapter 1683, Heaven Trampling Divine Boots. The Heavenly Lion Dragon Suppressing Cauldron is a magic tool specialized in restraining dragon power. Now it is falling down from the sky. It is infused with super gravity and struck the 3 dragon tigers' barrier. At the same time of collision, a burst of loud sound burst out. A tyrannical energy wave spread out like a tide. The people inside and outside the barrier are not lightly shaken. That pressure is indeed very dreadful. Even the dragons with extremely powerful bodies felt a stabbing pain because of it. The most shocking thing is that the barrier domain was actually destroyed by Qin Yun. "Quickly retreat." The captain's voice is filled with fear as he shouted loudly. The 3 dragon tigers are incomparably furious. Those three malevolent and dreadful strange dragon heads let out a burst of angry roar. The three dragon heads spurted out three different colors of light: black light, white light, and red light. After spewing out, they condensed together and formed an incomparably tyrannical three-colored thunder and lightning that attacked the retreating immortal dragon warriors. Qin Yun immediately rushed over. He let out a violent roar and threw a palm attack forward. His arms suddenly appeared filled with ferocious and fiery might. The black nether sun totem emitted waves of black energy. Absolute Yang power activated Heavenly Lion Extinction Dragon Palm. The palm energy is filled with ferocious and berserk momentum. It met the three dragon tigers' three-colored thunder and lightning. The two berserk energies collided. The earth shook and cracked. A burst of extremely berserk astral wind swept up. Qin Yun is no match for the three-dragon tiger. He was shaken to the point that he almost vomited blood. His body was pushed back by the berserk thunder and lightning. However, he was barely able to disperse the berserk thunder and lightning and did not let it hit the immortal dragon warriors. The 20-plus immortal dragon warriors were all shocked to the extreme. They can see that Qin Yun is a human, but his power is so dreadful. Boom! Qin Yun once again activated the Heavenly Lion Dragon Suppressing Cauldron and covered the three-dragon tiger. The three-dragon tiger sensed the threat of the Heavenly Lion Dragon Suppressing Cauldron and hastily dodged. The Heavenly Lion Dragon Suppressing Cauldron hit the ground and missed. The immortal dragon warriors have already retreated. You guys should also quickly leave. Qin Yun shouted at the captain. The captain is somewhat worried about Qin Yun. That's why he did not leave. However, he can't help much even if he stays here. He feels very apologetic to just leave like this. I can hold on, you guys quickly leave. Qin Yun shouted. Senior, we will quickly contact our immortal emperors and ask them to come and help. The captain shouted and then also began retreating. Senior, we will contact our immortal emperor as soon as possible and have them rush over to help. The captain shouted and then began to retreat. Seeing the immortal dragon warriors retreat, the three dragon tigers roared in anger because Qin Yun ruined their plans. The three dragon tigers definitely wanted to eat those dragons. If they killed those immortal dragon warriors, they would definitely be able to eat their fill. The three dragon tiger must have wanted to eat those dragons and dragon. But now it has been destroyed by dragon, but the three-headed dragon tiger is very powerful and its defense is extremely strong. It will be very difficult for Qin Yun to kill it. He could only hold on for a while and let those immortal dragon warriors leave. The Heavenly Lion Dragon Suppression Cauldron became much smaller under Qin Yun's control, making it more flexible. The Heavenly Lion Dragon Suppressing Cauldron that was spinning at high speed erupted with the power of the 9 Heavens Lion. When gathered together, it was extremely terrifying. Under Qin Yun's control, Dragon Tiger Cauldron is flying back and forth. It wants to collide with the three Dragon Tiger. The three Dragon Tiger are quite big, but they can always dodge the cauldron's attack. This damn guy, how can he be so sensitive? Qin Yun cursed in his heart. I will use gravity domain again. Ling Yuner said. Qin Yun approached. Ling Yun will release the power inside Nether Sun, and the gravity domain exploded. The three Dragon Tigers' body floated up due to gravity. The three Dragon Tigers' body is out of their control. They are unable to move. At this time, Dragon Tiger Cauldron fiercely flew over. Bang, bang, bang. Dragon Tiger Cauldron rotated and collided with the three Dragon Tigers' sturdy scales and swept them away. Become bigger. Qin Yun immediately controlled Dragon Tiger Cauldron to become bigger. He wants to put the three Dragon Tiger inside. The three Dragon Tiger have been enveloped by Dragon Tiger Cauldron. This made Qin Yun wild with joy. However, Dragon Tiger Cauldron cannot become smaller, because the three Dragon Tigers' body burst out with very formidable power, making it impossible for Dragon Tiger Cauldron to become smaller. This won't do. This guy's power is too dreadful. Qin Yun is secretly apprehensive. Dragon Tiger Cauldron has never encountered this kind of situation before. It cannot become smaller because of the formidable power. Xiao Yun, use Nine Heavens Dragon Lion Cannon. Ling Yun suddenly said. Qin Yun immediately took out Nine Heavens Dragon Lion Cannon and placed the sun-suppressing divine arrow inside. Ho! The heavenly lion dragon tiger cauldron has been opened by the three-dragon tiger. So, Qin Yun activated Nine Heavens Dragon Lion Cannon, absorbed a great amount of sacred Xian silver crystal's energy, and shot the sun-suppressing divine arrow. Boom! Sun-suppressing divine arrow burst out with scorching heat wave, pierced through space, leaving behind sound barrier. Regardless of speed or power, it is extremely astonishing. Qin Yun can also sense that Nine Heavens Dragon Lion Cannon is boiling hot. Even he cannot endure this kind of heat. He doesn't dare to touch it. Sun-suppressing divine arrow pierced through a dragon head and pierced through it. That dragon head has been seriously injured, but there are still two more dragon heads. Qin Yun took back the sun-suppressing divine arrow. When he grabbed the sun-suppressing divine arrow, his hand was burned to the point of pain. This guy, Qin Yun, is now a first-layer immortal king. It is too strenuous for him to face three dragon tiger. I can't beat them. Although the immortal dragon warriors are far away, they can still sense the aftermath of the battle between Qin Yun and three dragon tiger. Qin Yun's strength made them admire him endlessly. A human can actually resist three dragon tiger for so long. Xiao Yun, use heaven-trampling divine boots. Ling Yun suddenly shouted. Heaven-trampling divine boots are the sun soul that Qin Yun found in an ancient garden. Qin Yun immediately took out heaven-trampling divine boots, grabbed a handful of core fragments, and threw them inside. The heaven-trampling divine boots immediately burst out with golden light. After he put on the heaven-trampling divine boots, he felt as if a sun is exploding and roaring inside his body. The heaven-trampling divine boots are crazily absorbing his nether sun power and transforming it into an even more berserk power. What shocked Qin Yun is that the energy transformed by the heaven-trampling divine boots is actually about the same as the absolute yang power. The difference is that after the heaven-trampling divine boots transformed the nether sun power, it strengthened even more and also became even more berserk. Boom! The berserk three dragon tiger spewed out a burst of thunder and lightning that covered a large area like a torrential downpour. Qin Yun used Heaven Extinction Step and in the blink of an eye appeared far away. Moreover, when he takes a step, he can directly step high into the sky. He can't fly in this forest, but by using the heaven-trampling divine boots, he can fly in the sky. After dodging the attacks of the three dragon tiger, Qin Yun relaxed a lot and took out the Nine Sun Divine Hammer. He grabbed a handful of core fragments and let the Nine Sun Divine Hammer absorb them. After the Nine Sun Divine Hammer absorbed them, under Qin Yun's control, it suddenly became very big. Qin Yun released the small divine hammer form from the heavenly Tao flame and fused it with the Nine Sun Divine Hammer. The Nine Sun Divine Hammer immediately emitted a dazzling and intense golden light, and there are many black nether sun totems on its surface. I'll hammer you to death. Qin Yun held the gigantic Nine Sun Divine Hammer with both hands and used the first style of Heavenly Annihilation, Heavenly Quake. The Divine Hammer fell down. It is as if the sky exploded. The vibrating power is as if a part of the sky is shaking and falling down. Berserk vibrating power burst out from the hammerhead and hit the three dragon tigers' body. Bang! After the three dragon tiger were hit, their entire bodies fell to the ground and sank dozens of meters into the ground. Qin Yun felt that the power within his body is incomparably berserk, and it all came from the heaven-trampling divine boots on his feet. The heaven-trampling divine boots and Nine Sun Divine Hammer can amplify the nether sun power within his body by several times. Unfortunately, it can't be sustained for long. Again, Qin Yun swooped down and heavily hammered the three dragon tiger who were buried deep in the ground. As the hammer smashed down, the hammerhead shone with a ball of multicolored light, like a sun. The huge hammer fell down like a falling sun, as if it could destroy the heavens and extinguish the earth. This is the third style of the heavenly annihilation 9 style, setting sun style. Rumble. This violent explosion seems to have enveloped the entire forest. The intense sunlight that exploded out is truly like the might of a falling sun. It is extremely terrifying. After the group of immortal dragon warriors sensed this power from afar, they became even more shocked. They're certain that this is Qin Yun's aura, but it suddenly became so terrifying, causing them to feel very bewildered. They're all very curious. What exactly happened just now? How could a human like Qin Yun suddenly erupt with such terrifying power? The 3 dragon heads of the 3-dragon tiger were also completely shattered by the hammer strike. After using this style, the heaven-trampling divine boots and 9-sun divine hammer immediately dimmed down. Qin Yun stored the heaven-trampling divine boots and 9-sun divine hammer. Just now, he used a lot of core fragments, but the duration was very short. Core fragments are indeed very useful. Luckily, the Star God gave him a lot. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been able to awaken the 9-sun divine hammer and heaven-trampling divine boots. Because the heaven-trampling divine boots and 9-sun divine hammer transformed a very large amount of energy, they also consumed a lot of core fragments. They can't be maintained for long. Qin Yun let out a long sigh, took out the Nether Soul Sacred Blade, and charged at the dying 3-dragon tiger. Hoo-hoo-hoo! He rushed over and fiercely hacked at the 3-dragon tiger. Although 3 of the dragon tiger's heads have been destroyed, the power inside its body is still very strong, and it can erupt at any time. Qin Yun doesn't dare to directly store the heavenly lion-dragon suppressing cauldron and 9-sun divine spirit. If the power inside the 3-dragon tiger's body erupts, it is very likely that the heavenly lion-dragon suppressing cauldron will be damaged. Therefore, he must thoroughly kill the 3-dragon tiger. Just as he was hacking at the 3-dragon tiger, several waves of power suddenly bombarded over. They're all very strong immortal king power. Several powerful immortal kings took action. Although they are attacking the 3-dragon tiger, they will also injure Qin Yun, who is at the side. Motherfucker, where did these food-snatching dogs come from? Qin Yun cursed in his heart. He has consumed a lot of energy and had no choice but to retreat to avoid that crazy attack. After he retreated, he saw more than 20 middle-aged and old men fly over. Among them, there are also a few youngsters. Chapter 1684. 1684, Chapter 1684. Divine Bird awakens Qin Yun, cursed in his heart. It's the Chu and Shi families. Yo, isn't this Yin Shaoqin? You're quite capable. Shi Tianjun laughed when he saw Qin Yun and said, I have to say, you are truly amazing to be able to take down this powerful, dark inscription beast. Qin Yun's eyes turned red. He never expected that the Chu and Shi families would be hiding nearby. You bunch of food-snatching dogs, Scram. Qin Yun held the Nether Soul Sacred Blade tightly and shouted angrily. Yin Shaoqin, the hammer in your hand should be the 9-sun divine hammer, right? Those boots of yours are definitely the heaven-trampling divine boots. An old man said with a smile. Yin Shaoqin, I never expected you to be Qin Yun. Chu Mingyu's face revealed a greedy and treacherous smile. They did not pay attention to the 3 dragon tigers and instead came over to surround Qin Yun. Most people in the Immortal Desolate knew that Qin Yun had obtained the heaven-trampling divine boots and the 9-sun divine hammer. Many great powers wanted to snatch them away. Although the Chu and Shi families had never seen the heaven-trampling divine boots and the 9-sun divine hammer before, when they saw Qin Yun display such formidable power, they determined that it was the Sun's soul. Do you want to snatch my Sun's soul? Qin Yun said coldly. We are not trying to snatch it. We want you to give it to us. Shi Tianjun laughed sinisterly and said, Qin Yun, oh Qin Yun, you are indeed very capable, but your cultivation is too low. Although we don't have any immortal emperors on our side, it's enough to take you down. Chu Mingyu said, Qin Yun obediently hand over the sun's soul. We can let you go. Qin Yun's expression was cold as he said, you should have also seen that the sun's soul is in a state of slumber. We can see that the reason why the sun's soul is asleep is because the sun has fallen. However, this does not mean that the sun's soul is completely asleep. Didn't you just awaken the sun's soul for a short period of time? An old man from the Chu family said. I'm guessing that you used a large amount of core fragments to temporarily awaken the sun's soul. The middle-aged man from the Shi family chuckled and said, you destroyed 2 sun altars and obtained a lot of core fragments, right? The Chu and Shi families were both families from the inscription world and were core members of the inscription palace. Therefore, they knew a lot about the sun's soul. Shi Tianjun, you still owe me a celestial king beast. Qin Yun said coldly, you stole my immortal king beast, and now you want to steal my sun's soul. You are truly a group of robbers. I really suspect that you are not from the inscription world, but from the Xieyang race. Chu Mingyu shouted, Qin Yun, quickly hand over the sun's soul, or you will die a miserable death. Shi Tianjun said with sneer, you want to wait for Xian Rujing? She can't come that fast. Qin Yun laughed loudly and said, kill me if you have the guts. You won't get anything. Do you think we don't dare? The middle-aged man from the Chu clan said coldly, Chu family, Shi family, you besieged me today to steal my sun's soul. I will make you 2 pay a great price. Qin Yun said in cold voice, we won't kill you, but we will capture you and ruthlessly torture you until you hand over the sun's soul. The middle-aged man from the Shi family said with evil smile, you won't have the chance to retaliate against us. Qin Yun took a deep breath and suddenly took out a ball of fiery red light. Seeing that ball of light, the Chu and Shi family people suddenly got out of the way. At the same time, they are ecstatic because they can sense the aura of the sun's soul. You are quite tactful, Chu Mingyu said with sneer. I still have some core fragments. Do you want me to let the sun's soul awaken for a while? Qin Yun spoke and suddenly took out a large box. Inside the large box, there are a large number of core fragments. Seeing those core fragments, the Chu and Shi family people are extremely shocked, because according to what they know, there are not many core fragments inside the 2 altars. And Qin Yun has so many core fragments in his hands. These are all given to Qin Yun by the star god. Qin Yun took out more than half of them and poured them all into the ball of light. Inside the ball of light, there is a small bird sleeping. It is Yang Yang, the 9th heaven Xian sparrow. This is also a sun's soul, and it is a powerful divine bird born from the 9 suns. Last time, Yang Yang became very big, and after the fierce battle, he fell asleep and became small. Now, Qin Yun let Yang Yang absorb a large number of core fragments and awaken Yang Yang. Sure enough, the ball of light quickly absorbed a large number of core fragments. The people from the Chu and Shi families also realized that something was amiss. For such a large number of core fragments to be absorbed in an instant, it must be a very terrifying thing. This is not a sun soul. What is this? An old man cried out in alarm. This is a sun soul. Don't you want a sun soul? Qin Yun said with a smile. Let's see if you have the ability to obtain it. The ball of light suddenly flashed and let out a cry. A scorching wave of air mightily rushed in all directions. Within the ball of light, the shadow of a small bird suddenly appeared. The small bird suddenly became very large, spreading its wings several meters wide. Its outer appearance looks like a phoenix. It has purple gold feathers, 9 long bird tails dancing in the air. Flames burst out. Each of its wings has 9 stiff purple gold feathers. When it flapped its wings, waves of fire and thunder surged out and attacked the Chu and Shi family people. Yang Yang, kill those guys! Qin Yun yelled. He knew that in order to awaken Yang Yang, he would need a large number of core fragments. If there was only one opponent, Qin Yun would only need to awaken heaven-trampling divine boots and 9 sun divine hammer. However, he was surrounded by more than 20 people from the Chu and Shi family. Even if he awakened 2 divine tools, it would still be very difficult to kill them all. At least a few of them would be able to escape. But awakening Yang Yang would be enough. Yang Yang let out a cry. A huge, scorching energy barrier suddenly appeared all around her. She can now also release a barrier domain. The Chu clan and Sure clan members crashed into the barrier as they tried to escape. They were unable to get out. Yang Yang's flying speed inside the barrier domain is very fast. She arrived in front of an old man in the blink of an eye. That old man is a 5th-level immortal king. He also has a very strong defensive immortal tool. After Yang Yang flew over, she flapped her wings. Thunder and fire rushed out with berserk thunder power and directly burned the old man to ashes. Yang Yang's flame and thunder and lightning are very berserk and powerful. Even Qin Yun is very shocked. If Yang Yang did not specially control the flame, Qin Yun would have been burned. Chu and Sure family people are scared out of their wits. They really did not expect that Qin Yun would have a sun spirit. This sun spirit is also very dreadful. It is a very powerful sun god beast. Yang Yang, kill these guys, then eat those 3 dragon and tiger to fill your stomach, Qin Yun said with smile. Yang Yang also saw the half-dead 3 dragon and tiger. She is very excited now. She let out a cry and rushed towards the other immortal kings. As for Qin Yun, he suddenly disappeared. Chu Mingyu and Sure Tianjun are very scared. Their elders are not weak immortal kings, but now they are fleeing in all directions. When they saw Qin Yun suddenly disappear, they were even more afraid. Qin Yun, don't kill me. Don't you like Mingyu? I will give her to you. Just as Sure Tianjun finished speaking, Qin Yun appeared behind him. Shua! Qin Yun's saber hacked down. He used the second style of heavenly annihilation, thunder collapse. Berserk thunder and lightning accompanied the berserk nether spirit's sacred blade and landed on Sure Tianjun's body. Ah! Sure Tianjun screamed again and again. His arm was chopped off at the shoulder. His body was burnt black and in intense pain. He rolled on the ground and screamed. Chu Mingyu is so scared that her face turned deathly pale. I don't like trash like her. Qin Yun sneered. Super gravity covered Chu Mingyu, forcing her to kneel down. Chu Mingyu's face is filled with fear and despair as she looked at Qin Yun. I am willing to tell you the secret of the heavenly cavern. Don't kill me. You played me once is enough. You want to play me again? No way. Qin Yun furiously chopped down with his saber, bringing along shaking heavenly might and berserk flame. With a crash, Chu Mingyu was directly turned into ashes. Sure Tianjun, who is at the side, saw Qin Yun kill Qin Yun and completely despaired. He thought that Qin Yun was really interested in Chu Mingyu, but now it seems that both he and Chu Mingyu were wrong. Chu Mingyu previously boasted that Qin Yun was infatuated with her beauty, but when Qin Yun attacked just now, he did not hesitate at all. It could be seen that he really did not like her at all. You adulterous couple, go die together. Qin Yun's saber slashed down, thunder and fire exploded, directly tearing Sure Tianjun to pieces. The elders of the Chu family and Sure family are not dead yet. When they saw Chu Mingyu and Sure Tianjun killed, they are all furious and fearful. Qin Yun, do you want to become enemies with the Chu and Sure family of the inscription world? Our 2 families occupy more than half of the power in the inscription world. The Chu family elder said angrily. You have to understand the situation clearly. It is you who want to become enemies with me. You clearly know that I am Qin Yun, yet you still want to provoke me and steal my son's soul. Now that you are about to be exterminated by me, you say that I am also your enemy? Qin Yun slashed at the nether soul's sacred blade and walked towards an old man whose lower body was destroyed. That old man's lower body was smashed by a bolt of lightning from Yang Yang's wings, and his upper body was also severely injured. You? When the old man saw Qin Yun, he cried out in alarm, Quickly save me. They can't even protect themselves. Qin Yun laughed and slashed down with his saber, directly harvesting the old man's soul. At this moment, Yang Yang is also spewing flames at the 3 dragon tigers. She wants to roast the 3 dragon tigers. As for the Chu and Sure family, there are still a few people left. They were beaten half to death by Yang Yang and fell to the ground, wailing. Qin Yun walked over with a sneer. When a middle-aged man from the Shi family saw Qin Yun coming over, he screamed in pain and despair. His body had been pierced by several bolts of lightning, yet he was still able to scream. "What are you screaming for? So many of you besieged me just now, I didn't even scream." Qin Yun chuckled and killed the middle-aged man with a single slash. The remaining few old men are begging in despair. They're all immortal kings and have a certain status in their families. They could be considered to be very carefree and happy. None of them want to die. If you weren't greedy, if you didn't fight with me over the 3 dragon tigers and my son's soul, you would still be alive. Qin Yun smiled. Now, you have died because of greed. You brought this upon yourselves. Shwa shwa shwa. Qin Yun quickly slashed down with a few slashes and finished off all the old men. And the number of powerful remnant souls stored inside the Nether Soul Sacred Blade is also many. Qin Yun is very satisfied. Just as Yang Yang is spewing fire to roast the 3 dragon tigers, a thick black cloud suddenly floated over from the sky. Yang Yang, enter the 9-Sun Divine Spirit and roast it. A bad guy is coming. Qin Yun rushed over and stored Yang Yang and the 3 dragon tigers into the 9-Sun Divine Spirit. Then he quickly ran. Chapter 1685. Emperor Clan Seal breaking after Yang Yang entered the 9-Sun Divine Spirit. He continued to spit out fire to roast the 3 dragon tigers. He did not immediately fall asleep. Qin Yun asked Yang Yang to leave the bones behind. The 3 dragon tigers are dark inscription beasts. The inscriptions are on the bones. As long as the bones are left behind, they can study the inscriptions on them. I need to quickly find a place to rest. Qin Yun fought a few battles and is also very tired. He is still somewhat worried about Xian Rujing because she is still fighting with the Darkness Dragon. He originally thought that Xian Rujing would only need to stall the Dark Berserk Dragon for a period of time and then retreat. Now that they are still fighting, Qin Yun is worried that Xian Rujing will be entangled and unable to escape. The Dark Berserk Dragon would definitely be able to transform into a human form, which would allow it to fight with greater dexterity. Xiao Yun, don't worry too much. She's the snow goddess after all. Nothing will happen to her. Ling Yun'er said, you should quickly leave this forest so that she won't have too many concerns. The immortal dragon warriors who had entered the heaven crater before were all retreating because they knew how terrifying the darkness royal race was. Qin Yun asked the captain before and learned that the dragon race's powerful immortal emperor-level dragons are suppressing the dark royal race's experts and helping the imperial race escape. Qin Yun could roughly imagine what the environment under the sky cavern was like. It was definitely very complicated, which was why there were continuous tremors. When the dark royalty came from the dark desolate, they definitely had to open up a spatial rift. That was why the tremors affected the spatial rift. After running for a while, Qin Yun finally caught up to the immortal dragon warriors. Those immortal dragon warriors are very shocked to see that Qin Yun has caught up and is completely fine. Senior, what about the 3 dragon tigers? The captain asked. Dead, Qin Yun said. Let's run quickly. The black cloud in the sky is very dangerous. The black clouds were formed by the black gas spewing out of the sinkhole. When the immortal dragon warriors learned of the death of the 3 dragon tigers, they all looked at Qin Yun in shock. When they retreated, they discussed the heavenly lion dragon suppressing cauldron on the way. They confirmed that it was the legendary heavenly lion dragon suppressing cauldron and were very curious about Qin Yun's identity. Although Qin Yun's cultivation is not high, these immortal dragon warriors all respectfully address him as senior. Look! Suddenly, an immortal dragon warrior pointed to the sky and shouted. Qin Yun looked up at the sky and saw a huge black ball spewing out black gas. It was quickly moving in the direction of the sinkhole. Not long after, it was obscured by the dark clouds in the sky. Xieyang. Qin Yun frowned. Xieyang race. They actually sent a Xieyang over. What are they trying to do? Are they going to help the Dark King race? A middle-aged man cursed in a low voice, Those bastards from the Xieyang race might be in cahoots with the Dark King race. Qin Yun thought about it carefully and felt that it was highly possible. The Xieyang race had existed for a very long time, and they had been eyeing the 9 suns and 9 desolate lands for a very long time. It was very likely that they were closely related to the Dark race. There were 2 Xieyangs in the Immortal Desolate, and now that one of them was in the Heaven Crater, it would be of great help to the Dark King race. Something fell down. Another Immortal Dragon warrior shouted in shock. After Xie Yang flew across the sky, many black air masses of different sizes fell from the sky and slowly fell to the ground. After Qin Yun sensed the kind of aura, he said in deep voice, "It is the Xie Yang race's evil dragon generals. And those lizard dragons." Sure enough, those huge balls of air suddenly exploded and huge lizard dragons appeared one after another. They were the so-called evil sun saint dragons. And the smaller black air masses are the very powerful evil dragon generals. These lizards are not worthy to be called dragons. The captain looked at the huge lizard dragons in the sky with great fury. The lizard dragons are flying in the sky. They are flapping their huge wings, as if they are looking for something. Qin Yun said with frown, "These things can fly so easily. It seems like the Xieyang race is truly related to the Dark King race. This forest should be controlled by the Dark King race." A middle-aged man nodded and said, "Indeed, an old man from the Emperor race said that the Dark King race created a very strong barrier that covered a radius of 10,000 li around the Heaven Crater. They want to occupy this area. We should quickly leave this place. Let's see what happens to the Emperor race," Qin Yun said. With the addition of the Xieyang race, Qin Yun became even more worried because Xian Rujing is still inside, fighting against the formidable Dark Berserk Dragon. Those lizard dragons in the sky seem to be looking for something. They are constantly flying here and there. Qin Yun also noticed that the lizard dragons are gathering at the place where he killed the 3 dragon tigers. Could it be that I exposed my sun soul? Qin Yun cannot help but think. Although Yang Yang is very strong, her aura should not be exposed much. Ling Yuner said, "Xiao Yun, this is the territory of the Dark King race. Don't forget those strange flowers and trees. It is highly possible that they were created by the Dark King race. Maybe they can sense something from those flowers and trees. Maybe so. They can only sense the aura of Sun Soul. They should not be able to see me through the flowers and trees," Qin Yun said in his heart. The aura of 3 sun souls suddenly appeared. It is enough to attract the attention of the Dark King race. Or maybe Xieyang can sense it. That's why he rushed over so quickly. Xieyang can travel through space. That's why he can arrive so quickly, Ling Yuner said. Qin Yun is worried that Xieyang will attack Xian Rujing, so he has been paying attention to Xian Rujing's aura fluctuation. Although he is already far away from Xian Rujing, he can still sense the battle between Xian Rujing and the Dark Mad Dragon. After all, it is a battle between formidable immortal emperors. The movement is very big. Lizard dragons are coming down, an old man yelled. "Prepare for battle." A few immortal dragon warriors immediately transformed into huge dragons. After transforming into dragons, they are suppressed by a power and cannot fly. But relying on their huge bodies, they can easily fight against the lizard dragons. Roar, roar, roar. Dragon race's dragons opened their mouths and spewed out frantic dragon power. They also swept their huge dragon tails towards the lizard dragons diving down. When these dragons fight, the movement is very big. It is as if they can turn the heaven and earth upside down. Qin Yun saw that the dragon race's dragons can deal with the lizard dragons and did not take action. He consumed a lot of energy before. Now he wants to conserve energy to deal with even more dangerous crisis. The lizard dragons discovered the dragon race warriors and sent out a signal, summoning other lizard dragons and evil dragon generals. "Quickly retreat," Qin Yun said in low voice. "There are many of them, and they can fly in the sky. It will be very disadvantageous for us if we continue to waste time." After the immortal dragon warrior elder repelled the surrounding lizard dragons, He had the immortal dragon warriors turn back into human form and quickly escape from the forest. Qin Yun and the others increased their speed and madly fled. The lizard dragons in the sky are also closely chasing them. They unceasingly spewed out frantic evil power and bombarded the ground. Since they can dodge, they don't plan to fight back. Wait until we leave this forest, then we will deal with these things. At that time, they will die. A dragon race old man coldly groaned and said, Dragon race's dragons can't fly. They are at a disadvantage fighting the lizard dragons in the sky. More than an hour later, more and more lizard dragons are chasing after them. Qin Yun doesn't know if they are chasing after him or the dragon race's dragons. Suddenly, a familiar aura fluctuation arrived from the front. Qin Yun is startled in his heart because it is Lan Suyao's aura, as well as Zi Qingsheng and Shui Tianzi's aura. They are fighting at the front. There is a situation. Qin Yun suddenly shouted, then took out the Nether Spirit's sacred blade and used Light Transformation's sacred pupil to rush over. There is a large open space ahead. It is because the forest has been completely flattened by the fierce battle. Zi Qingsheng, Lan Suyao, and Shui Tianzi are indeed fighting. They are fighting humans. Qin Yun can't tell what kind of people they are. They are all very strong immortal kings. Lan Suyao is fighting 3 on her own. Shui Tianzi and Zi Qingsheng are fighting 1 against 2. It's Guanghan Palace's people. They are our allies, a dragon race woman yelled. Quickly help them. Qin Yun is already rushing towards Lan Suyao. Suyao, who are these guys? After Qin Yun rushed over, his lightning lock's sacred pupil flickered and shot out a thunder and lightning that locked down a black-clothed immortal king. It's Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate and Xie Yang race bastards. Seeing Qin Yun and a group of immortal dragon warriors arrive, Lan Suyao relaxed a lot. There are only 7 people from Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate and Xie Yang race. They saw a large group of formidable immortal dragon warriors suddenly rush over. They are endlessly frightened and began fleeing one after another. One of the large men from Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate has been locked down by Qin Yun's lightning lock sacred pupil. Qin Yun jumped over, brandished the Nether Spirit's sacred blade, and chopped down. Nether Spirit. That large man recognized the saber. He did not even finish speaking and was killed by Qin Yun's saber. Dragon race's immortal dragon warriors also chased after those Xie Yang race and Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate people. They very easily surrounded and killed them. There are more than 100 giant lizard dragons chasing from the sky. They suddenly attack the ground. Everyone be careful. Quickly dodge. Qin Yun yelled. Berserk energy rushed out of those giant lizard dragons' mouths. It brought along a kind of black liquid filled with stench and poured down from the sky. Qin Yun and the others increased their speed to dodge the poisonous liquid filled with berserk energy. At this time, the sky is already covered with dense black clouds. A large number of giant lizard dragons flew out from the black clouds. They are all rushing towards Qin Yun and the others. There are more and more of these things. Shui Tianzi yelled, There must be 2 Xie Yang. Not only are there a large number of giant lizard dragons chasing from behind, a large group has also appeared in front of them. 2 Xie Yang are here, the dragon race elder said in cold voice. Their target is us? Qin Yun secretly feels that the Xie Yang race must have discovered that the Sun Soul is on him. He used the power of the Sun Soul not long ago. There must still be some remnant aura left on his body. The Xie Yang race must have sensed a weak Sun Soul aura. Just as the numerous giant lizard dragons appeared in the sky, the huge heavenly crater in the distance suddenly shot out a huge golden light beam, pierced through the black clouds, and shot 10,000 li into the sky. The moment the golden light beam appeared, it immediately illuminated the forest shrouded in black clouds. The dense, evil black clouds in the sky were torn apart by the golden light beam and quickly dissipated. After the hundreds of giant lizard dragons surrounding Qin Yun and the others were illuminated by the golden light beam, They let out sharp and miserable roars, and then flew away towards the black Xieyang high up in the sky. The black Xieyang is also moving away from the golden light beam that shot out from the heavenly crater at an extremely fast speed. Chapter 1686. Welcoming the Emperor Qin Yun looked at the golden light beam that soared into the sky in the distance. He was intimidated by the powerful aura. The evil beings of the Xieyang race had no choice but to flee because the golden light released by the Emperor race made them feel incomparably uncomfortable. The sinkhole was incomparably huge, and a large amount of golden light and mist gushed out, instantly filling the space between heaven and earth. When Qin Yun sensed that terrifying aura, he felt fear in his heart. At the same time, he gained a certain understanding of the Emperor race's strength. The Emperor clans were definitely very strong. As for how strong, he did not know. In the same rank, the strength of an Emperor clan member would definitely be stronger than that of the Dragon clan. If it was an ordinary person, there was no way they could resist the powerful Emperor clan. The giant lizard dragons stopped attacking and flew towards the two fleeing Xieyangs. Although the two Xieyangs from the Immortal Desolate were here, they still couldn't suppress the Monarch races. With the help of the Dragon clan, the Emperor clan finally managed to break through the seal and escape. The Imperial clan that had been sealed for several eras had finally returned to the Nine Wastelands. The Dragon warriors were all wild with joy. They didn't need to run anymore. The appearance of the Emperor clans was enough to intimidate the Dark Royalty. "Senior, let's go take a look," the captain said. "I won't go. I still have something important to do," Qin Yun said with a smile. "If you see the Red Sun Dragon Mother, help me say hello." He also wants to see the Emperor race people, but he has 3 sun spirits and also Nether Sunday. If the Emperor clans wanted to snatch it, then it would be dangerous. Before figuring out what kind of people the Emperor clans were, Qin Yun did not want to get too close to them. Suddenly, a group of people rushed over. When Qin Yun saw those people, he couldn't help but be secretly alarmed because those people are not weak. It's a friend from the Immortal King Ancient City. The captain smiled and said, "The Immortal King of the Immortal King Ancient City should also be going to welcome the D clan." As expected, after the powerful Immortal Kings of the Ancient City of Immortal Kings came over, they started chatting happily with the people of the Dragon tribe. "Goodbye. We will meet again someday." Qin Yun cupped his fists towards the Dragon race people, then left with Lan Suyao, Shui Tianzi, and Zi Qingqing. After they left, a middle-aged man from the ancient city of Immortal King said in shock, "Who was that? He actually has 3 stunning beauties by his side. Those 3 women are from the Guanghan Palace." A woman from the Dragon race laughed and said, "That man? Very strong." A young man from the ancient city of Celestial Kings said in disdain, "How strong?" "He's only a 1st Heaven Celestial King, and I'm a 3rd Heaven Celestial King. I can beat him up with just 1 hand." When the Dragon warriors heard this, they all laughed. Their laughter was filled with ridicule. The young man from the Immortal King Ancient City was very unhappy and said, "You guys are dragons after all, and are much stronger than humans. Why do you think that guy is very strong?" "He is Qin Yun," the captain said. "He saved us." Although Qin Yun did not reveal his name, the Dragon race warriors can guess it. Qin Yun had an extremely good relationship with the Guanghan Palace. Furthermore, he had a powerful sun soul in his hands, especially the heavenly lion dragon suppression cauldron. Many people were familiar with it. The people from the ancient city of Immortal King didn't say anything, especially that young man. Everyone knew that Qin Yun had once caused the Immortal Emperor Ancient City to suffer a great loss and nearly destroyed it. The Immortal King Ancient City was much weaker than the Immortal Emperor Ancient City. If Qin Yun had attacked the Immortal King Ancient City last time, the Immortal King Ancient City would have definitely been turned into ruins. Not to mention that Qin Yun had once destroyed 2 altars and knocked down a Xieyang. This was an astonishing achievement that shook the entire Immortal Desolate. Qin Yun won't be able to be arrogant for long. This world belongs to the imperial race. The young man snorted lightly. He has 2 sun souls in his hands. If the imperial race finds out, they will definitely make him hand them over. In the end, he can only submit in front of the imperial race. When the dragon race warriors heard this, they suddenly understood why Qin Yun did not go to see the imperial race. He was worried that they would be snatched away. The people from the immortal King Ancient City and the dragon race warriors sank into a short period of silence. The imperial race must be very powerful. If they knew that Qin Yun had 2 sun souls, they would most likely snatch them away. And with Qin Yun's personality, he would definitely not hand them over. In the end, he would definitely fight against the imperial race. Everyone knew that if Qin Yun fought against the imperial race, either he would die or the imperial race would suffer great losses. Let's go take a look at the imperial race. From now on, they will be the ones to rule the 9 desolate. The middle-aged man from the immortal King Ancient City said, "From now on, we will also be in the same camp." The dragon race warriors nodded their heads and then proceeded towards the huge heavenly crater that is spewing golden light. 2 days later, Qin Yun and the others have already rushed out of the forest. They are floating in the sky, looking at the depths of the forest from far away. They can see incomparably huge golden light soaring to the sky. It is coming out from the heavenly crater. Xiao Yun, Sister Rujing, is still inside. Lan Xiao said, "I will go meet up with the other disciples and elders of the Guanghan Palace and wait for her outside. What about you?" Shui Tianzi, who is wearing white skirt, is standing beside Qin Yun. Her delicate and tender lily-white hands are holding Qin Yun's arm. Her soft and warm body is leaning against Qin Yun. Her charming and moving face is smiling sweetly. She said with a sweet smile, "I want to be together with Xiao Yun. Goodbye, Master. Little Demonis, I guided you for so long in vain. You actually abandoned me like this." Lan Suyao angrily scolded, then floated over and pinched Shui Tianzi's jade waist. Lan Suyao lightly groaned and said, "It is still Qing Sheng who is better, not like a water Demonis like you." Zi Qingsheng is standing beside Lan Suyao. She is wearing a noble and elegant purple skirt. Her appearance is exceptionally beautiful. Her luxurious purple skirt is fluttering in the wind, making her appear even more dignified and gorgeous. Her seemingly cold and arrogant beautiful eyes are filled with tenderness as she stared at Qin Yun, whose face is filled with mischievous smile. "Sister Steam Bun, are you coming with me?" Qin Yun said with smile. Zi Qingxing nodded. "Master, do you want to come with us?" "Being together with Xiao Yun is very fun," Shui Tianzi said with charming smile. She pulled Lan Suyao's jade-like hand. She wants to pull her into their group. "Let's talk about it later. I still prefer to go around fighting and killing." Lan Suyao caressed Shui Tianzi's charming face and then pinched Zi Qingqing's face. "If you come with me, you will have to fight," Qin Yun said with mischievous smile. He also hopes that Lan Suyao will come with him. After all, she is a violent woman with very strong battle strength. Moreover, she is very beautiful. Lan Suyao laughed and said, "You are making me a bit excited. All right, let me think about it first. I will go meet up with the elders. You should quickly leave this place." She knows that Qin Yun has 2 sun spirits in his hands. It is best to leave the emperor race first. Qin Yun smiled and pulled Zi Qingqing over, then pulled the 2 beauties' jade-like hands and flew away. While flying, Qin Yun wanted to reach out his hand to pinch Zi Qingqing's beautiful face several times, but Zi Qingqing glared at him and forced him back. "Two big sisters, you have been away from me for so long. Did you miss me?" Qin Yun said with smile. "I missed you to death." Shui Tianzi looked at Qin Yun with seductive eyes. Her expression has a trace of misery. Her eyes flickered. She pouted her mouth and said in charming voice, "Little brother Xiao Yun, I almost forgot about you. I feel very sad just thinking about it." "It's all right. It's good that I remember now," Qin Yun said with smile. "Little brat, did you use Sun Spirit in that force before?" Zi Qingsheng asked. Un. Qin nodded and said, I even let Yang Yang wake up to deal with a very strong, three-headed dragon tiger. Zi Qingcheng said with frown. No wonder. That's why those lizard dragons attacked you. It's fine, those guys can't do anything to me. Qin Yun looked around and said, Let's return to the divine inscription mountain first. Where's Yueme? Shui, Tianzi asked. She said that she is now the big sister of the inscription gate. She should have gone back as well. Qin Yun said with smile. You guys enter the nine-sun divine spirit first. This way I can teleport back faster. All right, I haven't seen Momo for a long time. I miss her. Zi Qingcheng smiled sweetly. She has collected a lot of delicious food. You guys are in luck. Qin Yun smiled and rubbed Zi Qingcheng's beautiful and somewhat round face a few times. Finally being able to rub Sister Steamed Bun's beautiful face, Qin Yun is very happy in his heart. He chuckled nonstop. After Zi Qingcheng and Shui Tianzi entered the nine-sun divine spirit, they were very happy to see Momo and the little jade rabbit. Then they began to play with the two cute little fellows. Yang Yang is still roasting the three-headed dragon tiger in another nine-sun divine spirit. Qin Yun thought that Yang Yang would continue sleeping after waking up for a while. He never expected that he would actually spit fire to roast the three-headed dragon tiger in excitement. That little fellow Yang Yang won't fall asleep until he eats all three dragon tigers. Qin Yun shook his head and smiled. Then he activated the teleportation jade pendant and teleported to the vicinity of the divine inscription mountain. Although Qin Yun had never seen an Emperor clan member before, he could feel the power of the Emperor clan from afar. He knew that the Immortal Desolate would definitely be the battlefield between the Emperor clan and the Dark Royal clan in the future. And the original camp of the Xieyang race would definitely join the Dark Royal clan. The original camp of the Immortal Desolate Temple was on the side of the Emperor clan. The Nine Desolate Land before the apocalypse was truly full of changes. The change in power structure was unimaginable. As for Qin Yun, he was in a rather awkward position. He wanted to join the Emperor clan's camp, but he was worried that the Emperor clan would demand his Sun Soul. He would never hand over the Sun Soul, so he could only temporarily avoid the Emperor clan and inquire about the situation of the Emperor clan. In the space at the top of the divine inscription mountain, a fragrant roasted meat fragrance wafted in the air. The moment Qin Yun returned, he saw Xiao Yuanmei and company surrounding a large piece of burning charcoal. On top of the charcoal, there was a few meters long roasted pig. The surface of the roasted pig flickered with a golden luster and emitted a mouth-watering fragrance of meat. Xiao Yuanmei held a large knife in her hand and prepared to cut it. Hey Shu, Bai Zhe, Little Black Donkey, Lu Jiayin, Xiao Hua, and Xiao Yingying had all prepared a large table and were about to start eating. Qin Yun saw Shiman de Zhuang holding the small Pippy Pig in his arms and said with a smile, If I didn't see Pippy Pig, I would have thought that you guys roasted it. Boss, you're thinking too much. Even if you beat us to death, we won't eat Pippy Pig. His meat is too smelly. The mountain god suddenly came out from a rock and laughed. Pippy Pig curled its lips and said, If I didn't fart, you guys would have eaten me long ago. Xiao Yuanmei giggled and said, Brother, on the way back, we caught quite a few large dark inscription beasts. You guys have a conscience. You waited for me to come back before eating. Thank you, Qin Yun said with a smile. You're tuning into the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.